Chapter 1473. Kills. The sound of killing shook the sky. On the fifth day of the three realms merging into one, Zhang Tao negotiated with the catacombs and Chu Wu several times, but he did not get a definite answer. The so-called negotiation was to restore peace between the two places. Killing was not allowed. However, in this apocalypse, who would care? Even if King Qian and the rest agreed, they could not suppress the entire catacombs and Chu Wu. At this time, these martial artists had gone crazy, knowing that they could die at any time. The people's hearts were scattered. In addition, the catacombs was a place where martial arts were respected. Killing was common. Why would they care about King Qian and the rest? If Li Zhu or Hong Yu were here, they might be able to suppress it. However, the Ji family was destroyed, Li Zhu and the rest were dead. In the catacombs, Feng and King Qian were considered outsiders. Who would listen to their orders? Just as chaos broke out on both sides, a strong army of the human race began to cross the Imperial Sea Mountain to suppress the chaos. Yes, suppress. The humans chose this time to suppress the riot. Kill the rank 9 and above thugs. This was the military order passed by Zhang Tao and Li Jun. Kill. Their main target was the rank 9 and above martial artists. Any martial artists who continued to cause chaos had to be killed, including Desperate Realm, Emperor level. They were all on the list. Li Changsheng, Wang Jinyang, Li Hansong, Yao Qingjun, Li Jun, War King, Jiang Hao. These people were all generals who led the troops. You had no choice but to obey. Even if King Qian and the rest dared to cause trouble, they would be killed immediately. As for Chu Wu, the humans were not so tough. In the name of cooperating with Chu Wu, they stationed an army with many powerhouses. The god creation envoy even personally guarded Chu Wu. There were also many source martial artists in Chu Wu. This army of the human race was also responsible for killing the rioters. Origin martial artists of rank 9 and above must be killed if anyone tried to create chaos. This was a mission that Zhang Tao personally arranged when he met some powerhouses. Or rather, a military order. No matter who stopped them, they could be killed. The catacombs. Demon Court. At this moment, several Break 8 powerhouses were here. The Demon Emperor sat on the throne and listened to the report from a great demon below. Today, the human powerhouses had killed more than 100 demons above rank 9. The Demon Emperor frowned and didn't say a word. After the Demon Emperor chased away the great demon who wanted to seek revenge, King Qian sighed and said, "The humans are trying to delay the time for the celestial source to mature. Over 100 grade 9 powerhouses have been killed in the Earth domain these past few days. It's the same for Chu Wu. The armies of the human race, under the leadership of the 8 Breakers, were suppressing the 3 realms. Thousands of demons were killed in the sea of bitterness. The Demon Emperor's expression was somewhat bitter. The demon race, when faced with the turmoil of the 3 realms and the crisis of the apocalypse, the demon race was harder to control than the human race. There were many demons in the sea of bitterness and many experts. Not all the demons went to the demon court. Now, these demons had landed in various places and stirred up a bloodbath. The human race did not care about this. They ordered the demon court to restrain the demons. If they could not restrain them, the human race would suppress the chaos and prevent the 3 realms from being in chaos. However, the Demon Emperor did not have the mood to suppress them. Moreover, unless he did it himself, he could not suppress them. There was chaos everywhere. Helpless, he could only let the humans enter the catacombs and the sea of bitterness. In a short period of time, many martial artists and demons were killed. It was not just the grade 9 demons. Even 5 desperation demons were killed. The Demon Emperor sighed and said slowly, "There's no way to stop this. Even if we look for the Dragon Emperor, he won't care. The humans have made up their mind to delay the time for the celestial source to mature. If we stop them, I'm afraid we won't be able to escape death." After saying that, he continued, "Not only that, we want to prove our Tao. At this moment, we don't have to be careful of the Celestial Emperor and the others. We have to be careful of the humans. To prevent the celestial source from maturing and stabilizing the source, they will definitely stop us. Everyone looked at each other. Feng smiled and said, "Actually, it's not that there's no way. If we cut off our Tao on the celestial source, the humans will naturally not care whether we prove our Tao or not." The Demon Emperor smiled bitterly. How could it be so simple? The Celestial Emperor was personally suppressing the celestial source. Cut off Tao. Where could it be cut off? The Demon Emperor did not continue on this topic. He looked at the few of them and said softly, "Although the humans have killed many rank 9 and above martial artists, the killing rate is not as fast as the birth rate. Many martial artists were previously stuck at rank 7 and 8. In just a few days, they have broken through to rank 9. If this goes on, I'm worried that the humans will disregard everything and kill a large number of powerhouses, even including us." The Celestial Emperor will not agree to this. King Qian said in a low voice, "The Celestial Emperor wants to use the celestial source to repair the source ground. He will not allow the humans to attack us. The humans are not doing much now. They have not killed many rank 9 martial artists. However, once the humans start a massacre, the Celestial Emperor will definitely stop them." Now, many rank 9 martial artists had died, but the effect was not great. This was because there were tens of billions of humans and demons in the catacombs, beginner martial artists and demons. Every day, there would be a large number of people breaking through to the celestial source. What I'm afraid of is that it's too far away. The Monster Emperor heaved a sigh. He looked outside the hall. He could not see the dark shadow, but he seemed to know that the shadow was there. He said softly, "He is suppressing the celestial source. Not even the Celestial Emperor will recklessly fight him now." Previously, the earthly sovereign school helped him, allowing him to become the second source ground and leave. Now how strong is he? Before, he was not as strong as the earthly sovereign, but he was comparable to the human sovereign. Now, I'm afraid he has the combat strength of East Sovereign, or even stronger. The Monster Emperor said softly, "The Celestial Emperor still needs to suppress the source ground and keep the Emperor God and the Emperor of Heaven reverse in check. Unless the humans really start a massacre, otherwise the Celestial Emperor will not choose to fight Fong Ping on such a small scale. Once the fight starts, the 3 realms will be affected. The celestial source is not mature yet. The Celestial Emperor will lose more than he gains." The few of them felt a little bitter when they heard this. Right now, they were very worried that they would become the target of the human race. Killing 1 rank 8 martial artist was more useful than killing 1,000 rank 9 martial artists. After a moment of silence, the Monster Emperor said, "I have invited the Heavenly King of Water Force and Heavenly King of Infinite Force to be the left and right Heavenly Kings of the Monster Court. I have also sent someone to inform the Dragon Emperor that I am willing to change the name of the Monster Court to the Dragon Court. If the humans really want to make a move, they will have to think twice." "Kunping, you are very decisive," Feng complimented, inviting the 2 from the Water Force Island to be the left and right Heavenly Kings of the Monster Court, and changing the name of the Monster Court to the Dragon Court were all things that the humans were worried about. After all, the 3 of them had always been working with the humans. King Qian did not care. He sighed. "Even if the humans are worried, they will not let us go. Let's be careful. Now, the source ground is the safest. If we can succeed and enter the source ground, the Celestial Emperor will protect us." This was their only hope right now. Otherwise, if this went on, the humans would really attack them. They did not do it now because they were worried about the Celestial Emperor. The Celestial Emperor did not dare to act rashly, and neither did Fong Ping. Otherwise, if a war broke out, the 3 realms would be destroyed. Neither side would be happy. The few of them discussed for a while. They were all frowning and at their wits' end. Under the current situation, they did not dare to prove their Tao. Even if they did, they had to kill the supreme new martial artists. There were only 3 supreme new martial artists. None of them were to be trifled with. Who should they kill? Even if they killed them, they might not succeed in proving their Tao. At this moment, King Qian said in a low voice, "Why don't we instigate Luan and Sherpa to kill the supreme new martial artists? We'll see if we have a chance." Even if we don't, we can help them kill the supreme new martial artists. Let's see if Fong Ping and the rest will stop them when they prove their Tao. After saying that, King Qian said in a low voice, if Luan and Sherpa prove their Tao, it will be a blow to the humans. When that happens, the humans will not have time to care about us. The few of them looked at each other. This was a good idea. Luan and Sherpa had helped the humans before. The new martial artists worked with the humans. But now, did Luan and Sherpa want to prove their Tao? Needless to say, did they want to kill the new martial artists? They definitely wanted to. If that was the case, who would the humans help when both sides fought? At most, they would not help either side. But if Luan and Sherpa won and proved their Tao, when that happened, the humans would not have time to care about them. As long as Luan and Sherpa messed around a few more times, the humans would not care about them at all. The powerhouses and the catacombs were discussing. The human army was suppressing all directions, killing powerhouses from all directions. In the source ground, at this moment, there were fewer and fewer people in the source ground. In the world where Spirit Emperor was, since the three realms merged, Spirit Emperor did not need to suppress the source ground anymore. The Celestial Emperor personally suppressed it. In this heaven, there was a small courtyard. In the small courtyard, Spirit Emperor was cultivating. She suddenly opened her eyes and said indifferently, since you're here, why don't you show yourself? The next moment, Dong Huang's figure appeared. Looking at Spirit Emperor, he sighed softly and said, are you all right? Spirit Emperor glanced at him and did not say anything. She closed her eyes and continued to cultivate. Dong Huang looked at her and said after a long time, why don't I think of a way to send you out of the source ground? The cat is still in the human world. You did not kill the humans. Fong Ping and the rest will not make things difficult for you. No need. Spirit Emperor shouted softly. She opened her eyes and looked at him with a frown. She said coldly, if you came to say this, you can leave now. Dong Huang looked at her and sighed again after a while. All these years, you've changed to a stranger. The three realms is about to be destroyed. Qiong and Do have the heart to destroy the three realms. It's not just them. The Celestial Emperor and Fong Ping are the same. They've all been driven crazy. Destroying the three realms and destroying the source ground might be the next outcome. At this time, nothing you do will change anything. Why do you have to do this? You might as well find a place to be quiet for a few days and wait for the three realms to be destroyed. Spirit Emperor did not say anything. Dong Huang continued. In the past, your father entrusted you to me and told you not to participate in the battle of the myriad Tao. Unfortunately, at that time, I was busy with the matter of proving my Tao. I never thought that the Celestial Emperor would accept you as a disciple. I thought that I could take care of you as a brother and sister from the same sect. Who knew that this was a path of no return? Dong Huang sighed again. In the past, the tribe that Spirit Emperor was in was also a large tribe. Her father was also one of the ancient powerhouses. Although he was not comparable to the Celestial Emperor and the others, he was also very powerful back then. Of course, compared to the Celestial Emperor and Hao, there was still a big gap. Dong Huang had known Spirit Emperor's father since a long time ago. In the Battle of the Myriad Tao, Spirit Emperor's tribe was destroyed. Before Spirit Emperor's father died, he entrusted his daughter to his good friend Hao. This was the reason why Dong Huang had taken care of Spirit Emperor many times, including in the mystic realm. Giving the protective divine artifact to Spirit Emperor's clone was all because of the relationship of the past. Now, Dong Huang did not want Spirit Emperor to continue participating in the battle of the three realms. After being trapped for 8,000 years, even going out for a walk was good. Spirit Emperor did not say anything and remained silent. Dong Huang continued, if you want to leave, I can find Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang and get them to open the passage to let you leave. Wang Jinyang owes me a favor. The cat is still in the human race. Fong Ping will not refuse. No need. Spirit. Dong Huang frowned and said softly, the chaos is coming. The immortal source will mature soon. If you stay, once the source collapses, then I'll just die. Spirit Emperor's voice was cold. Now, I'm neither a human nor a ghost. Why care about life and death? Dong Wang tried to persuade her, but Spirit Emperor ignored him. Seeing her determination, Dong Wang could not help but say, "Tell me, what do you want to do?" Even if Celestial Emperor has a master-disciple relationship with you, all these years, he has repaid what he should. Back then, he let you step on the origin path. He did not have good intentions. You are not stupid. You should have seen it long ago. You are just one of his pawns, not a disciple he dotes on. Do you really want to die with him? Celestial Emperor will die, Spirit Emperor said coldly. His strength is stronger than you think. How can he die? Back then, Sun God only absorbed 1/10 of the energy. Today, Celestial Emperor has absorbed half of the energy. Even if the source land has been damaged repeatedly, he is still stronger than you think. Fong Ping and the others want to kill Celestial Emperor? Dream on? Obviously, she did not think that Fong Ping and the others could win. Even with the Divine Emperor and Do restraining him, it would not be that easy to win against Celestial Emperor. Now the Sun God had disappeared. If the Sun God was here, there would be some hope if they joined forces. The Sun God is missing. I'm afraid it was entangled by the seed. If there is no accident, it was his idea. Spirit Emperor looked at Dong Wang and said indifferently, "He is not afraid of you joining forces. He is just waiting for the immortal source to mature. No one can stop him unless you choose to destroy the world. Even so, you will be the ones to die, not him. At most, he will wait a few more years for the second immortal source to mature, and those of you who oppose him will not live." Dong Wang frowned slightly. When he fought with Sun God in the early years, he was only slightly better and did not completely gain the upper hand. In ancient times, Celestial Emperor was not as good as Sun God. After absorbing the source land, Celestial Emperor was stronger than Sun God, which was why he could destroy Sun God's small world. However, he was only slightly better. Spirit Emperor had underestimated Sun God and Fong Ping, right? Spirit Emperor sneered and was too lazy to speak. Dong Wang frowned slightly and looked at her. "What do you know?" Spirit Emperor did not speak. "Spirit, in the early years you have been by his side. Did you discover something?" Spirit Emperor still did not speak. However, after a while, he snorted coldly and said, "I was a witness to the battle when he defeated Sun God's small world. He was indeed only slightly better than Sun God, and he used the power of the seed to suppress Sun God." As he spoke, Spirit Emperor's voice suddenly became a little low. "But I was there back then, and I know more than you. At that time, the seed did not help him suppress the source land." "Huh!" Dong Wang was shocked. What did he mean? Soon, Dong Wang's expression changed. "The seed. At that time, it did not help Celestial Emperor suppress the source land. Then, didn't that mean that Celestial Emperor had suppressed the crack in the source land in the past? At the same time, Celestial Emperor had also defeated Sun God. How could that be?" Dong Wang was a little shocked. Wasn't the crack he suppressed fake? Fake? Spirit Emperor looked at him and said indifferently, "Who said it was fake? It's true. He was the one who suppressed the crack in the source land, including the crack left behind by Sun God. Therefore, when he defeated Sun God back then, he did not use his full strength. He suppressed the crack while fighting Sun God. Sun God thought that he used the power of the seed to defeat him, so he did not take him seriously at all. Little did he know that he had long surpassed him." Dong Wang frowned and looked at Spirit Emperor. After a long time, he sighed. "I understand." After another moment of silence, Dong Wang said slowly, "Are you really not leaving?" "No need. If that's the case, I won't persuade you anymore. When the battle starts, don't act recklessly. Follow me." "No need." Dong Wang tried to persuade him a few times, but in the end, it turned into a sigh. His figure dissipated and disappeared from this place. After he left, Spirit Emperor continued to cultivate with his eyes closed. Earth. Fong Ping kept doing some experiments, such as moving people to their own source land and sealing the source land to see if there was any effect. The results proved that the origin Tao could not be cut off. As for whether it could isolate the seed, he could not test it out. And if he let people break through in their own source land, in the end, their own source land did not respond. The breakthrough was still the origin Tao, still the Tao in the outside world. The second source land is not that sealed off. Fong Ping murmured in his heart. It might have something to do with the instability of the source land. This also led to the fact that when people were moved in, they still had to break through the origin Tao instead of opening up another Tao in their own world. Fong Ping did not continue experimenting. He looked at his own source world again. The source world was still expanding. This was because in the past few days, a large number of cities on Earth had been integrated by him again. Fong Ping alone guarded the heavens and Earth. The humans all knew where Fong Ping was. In the past few days, there were cities constantly taking the initiative to integrate into Fong Ping's source land. However, at this time, Fong Ping felt a huge bottleneck. The source land that had integrated thousands of cities now seemed to have really reached a limit, a diameter of 99,999 meters. According to the actual size, Fong Ping's source world had an area of close to 80 square kilometers, close to the size of a district. As for the source land, it was actually condensed. When people entered it, it was like Fong Ping entering the Heaven Destroyer Emperor's source world. This world would be magnified infinitely. Therefore, in Fong Ping's source world, there were thousands of cities integrated. However, even after integrating so many cities, Fong Ping still could not break through the bottleneck. In the past few days, after integrating dozens of cities again, the source land seemed to have reached its limit. There was no movement at all. Fong Ping had encountered a bottleneck. It was not just a bottleneck. He even felt that if he continued to integrate, his source land might not be able to withstand it and would collapse. The source land is unstable. This problem became Fong Ping's trouble again. In the sky, the sun was getting brighter and brighter. Fong Ping knew that this was a sign that the immortal source was about to mature. Fong Ping felt slightly anxious. He could not let the immortal source mature. If it matured, it meant that all the martial artists who were controlled would die and become the source of energy for Celestial Emperor's source land. Therefore, before the immortal source matured, whether Fong Ping could find a way or not, he had to attack the immortal source. The sun god is trapped by the seed. I can only rely on myself to think of a way. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, in the sky, a figure suddenly appeared. The figure shot toward him. Fong Ping's expression changed. He did not attack. After a while, the figure walked out of the sun and walked to Fong Ping's side. Sitting cross-legged opposite Fong Ping, Qin Fengqing chuckled and said, "I'm suffocating. Do you have wine?" Fong Ping tossed a jar of wine over. Qin Fengqing opened it and drank. Then, he smiled and said, "I didn't want to come. Celestial Emperor forced me to come. He asked me to pass on a few words." "Speak. If I say it, don't slash me." Fong Ping frowned. Qin Fengqing laughed dryly. "I just passed on a message and came down to take a breather." That fellow said, "Do you still want the few from the source land? Book fragrance, heavenly dog, dragon transformation, including me, I can give them all to you." Fong Ping frowned. Qin Fengqing coughed dryly and continued, "But Celestial Emperor wants you to break the Tao of the three emperors. He said he doesn't want to wait anymore, and he doesn't want to play hide-and-seek with you anymore. Previously, he hoped that you guys could help him replenish the source land. In the end, you guys made trouble and didn't cooperate. Anyway, that's what he meant. Right now, the few of us are in the source land. The Tao fruits can't leave either. If Celestial Emperor wants to attack us, the Divine Emperor and Celestial Emperor Reverse can't stop him. That's why he wants to use the few of us to exchange for Old Wong and the other two's Tao," Fong Ping snorted. "You? Ahem. Anyway, it's the same to take 3 or 4. Can't you take one more?" Qin Fengqing chuckled. "Do you think this business is worthwhile? 3 emperors Tao in exchange for 4 emperors. Should he? Breaking the 3 emperors Tao might not necessarily kill them. However, breaking the 3 emperors Tao would reduce the loopholes in Celestial Emperor's source land. Among the 3 emperors Tao, Celestial Emperor Zhan's Tao might have been exposed. It might even be located by Celestial Emperor. However, the other 2 had not been exposed until now. It seemed like Celestial Emperor did not want to look for another opportunity. This time he was very straightforward. using people to exchange for people for 3 Dao. Should he trade or not? As for what would happen to them if they did not agree, Fong Ping could imagine. Among them, the strongest was only 60 to 70 million cow vitality. Going against Celestial Emperor was courting death. Moreover, they were at the source land. Celestial Emperor could control the source land. In this way, if Fong Ping did not agree, they might be killed. Fong Ping's gaze was cold. Celestial Emperor was forcing him to make a choice. For emperors, should he trade? If he wanted, he would break the 3 emperors' Dao. If he did not, he would kill these 4 people. The immortal source was about to mature. Celestial Emperor did not need to leave behind any hidden dangers. Both parties' focus was on the immortal source. Not far away, Old Wang tread on the air and sat down cross-legged beside the 2 of them. He smiled and said, "Break our Dao. How about the few of you?" "Yes. Ask Celestial Emperor if he doesn't trade you. Is that okay?" "Don't." Qin Fengqing said pitifully. "I'm miserable enough now. I'm under multiple leadership. The seed leads me, Celestial Emperor leads me. If the Emperor dies, if he doesn't die, there's still him. I'm so miserable. Count me in." Old Wang smiled and looked at Fong Ping. "What do you think? Is it more beneficial to keep 3 Dao or to trade for 4 of them?" If he left 3 Dao, Celestial Emperor would not be able to completely seal the source. That meant that even if he absorbed the immortal source, he would not be able to achieve the 20% increase. However, if the Dao was really broken and the 3 Dao were broken, then Celestial Emperor would absorb the immortal source and refine it. Celestial Emperor would be ridiculously powerful. In the blink of an eye, Heavenly King subduing came through the air and said in a low voice, "No, Fong Ping, I know you have a sharp tongue but a soft heart. After all, Xu Xiang and the others have helped us. You're not willing to give them up now. But if we break the 3 Emperors' Dao, even if Wang Jinyang and the others don't die, Celestial Emperor will have no worries. When that time comes, he can focus on dealing with the immortal source. Now, we still have confidence. But once 3 Dao are broken, we won't even have the capital to restrain Celestial Emperor." He did not agree. Even if this decision was cruel, he still did not agree. To be honest, the 4 emperors were not very powerful. In terms of value, they were not as valuable as the 3 emperors' Dao. Moreover, in the big picture, the 3 emperors' Dao was more useful. Qin Fengqing came down and sensed not only them. Not long after, Old Zhang also came. When he heard this, he could not help but frown. Celestial Emperor was no longer hiding in the dark. He was straightforward and used the 4 emperors to exchange for 3 Dao. This was a dilemma. Giving up on Xu Xiang and the others, this was not an ordinary martial artist. The 4 emperors, whether it was Xu Xiang or Dragon Transformation, had always been helping the human race, including Heavenly Hound. As for Qin Fengqing, this guy was running here and there. Speaking of which, he had never attacked the human race. It was not appropriate to abandon him as a traitor. It was difficult for the 4 of them to give up, but breaking the 3 emperors' Dao was also a difficult choice. Regardless of whether Wang Jinyang and the others would die, even if they did not, this would solve Celestial Emperor's worries. This was also a huge loss. At that time, Celestial Emperor would have more energy to deal with Fong Ping and the Divine Emperor. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. After a while, he said, "Break the Dao, or give up on the 4 of them." Everyone looked at him. If Celestial Emperor swallows the immortal source, most of the human race will be destroyed. At that time, there is no difference whether the Dao is broken or not. Break the Dao and stop him from swallowing the immortal source, then he still can't seal the source. As soon as this was said, Heavenly King Zhen wanted to say something, but stopped. Obviously, Fong Ping meant to break the Dao. Then, he was just about to say something when Fong Ping exhaled and said, "Break the Dao, Old Wang and the others may die." Wang Jinyang smiled and said, "In exchange for the 4 emperors, it's actually still worth it. Not worth it." Fong Ping's tone was cold. The next moment, he said in a low voice, "My strength can't be improved anymore." "Heavenly King Zhen, what about you?" Heavenly King Zhen frowned. I'm afraid it's also difficult. Old John, what about you? Zhang Tao frowned and shook his head. I've improved a lot these few days, but if I want to improve again, it will not be a matter of a few months. So, we've reached our limit. Fong Ping murmured. Since we've reached our limit, actually, it's meaningless to wait. If the immortal source is about to mature and he swallows it carelessly, then the loss will outweigh the gain. As soon as these words came out, their hearts trembled. Old Zhang's eyes flickered, and he said in a low voice, "You want to fight the final battle?" Fong Ping said that there was no point in dragging it out. Indeed, there was not much point. Previously, the delay was to let the human race improve, to let everyone become stronger. But now, if it dragged on, the 4 emperors might be killed. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. Take this opportunity to attack the source and save the 4 emperors. With the reason of breaking the Tao, open 3 Tao. Qin Fengqing, the 4 of you want to escape the source? Did the Celestial Emperor agree to provide you with the power to leave with the Tao fruits? Yes. Qin Fengqing's eyes also flickered. The Celestial Emperor said that he can unlock the restrictions of the Tao fruits so that we can leave with the Tao fruits. He should be using the power of the seeds to fill those cracks so that we can leave with the Tao fruits. Then let the Celestial Emperor unlock the restrictions of your Tao fruits first. When the 3 Tao are opened, you guys leave with the Tao fruits and we'll attack. Fong Ping looked at the sun in the sky and murmured, "There's no need to wait anymore. If we wait any longer, the result will be the same. I can't improve now. Everyone is the same. If that's the case, then let's fight." Fight. He did not know how long his source could last, but now, the Celestial Emperor was already impatient. He even used the people in the source to threaten him. If Fong Ping did not compromise, he would either kill the 4 of them or break the Tao of the 3 emperors. This was not worth it. Then he might as well be more straightforward and fight now. Zhang Tao and the others looked at each other, their gazes gradually becoming determined. That was true. At this point, there was really no way to delay it anymore. Then fight. P.S. There are only 2 chapters left. It's a pity that I can't see this chapter. I don't know if there are any suggestions. If you can't see it, then forget it. The battle is about to begin. The end is near. Brothers, vote some monthly votes. See if the data can be better. Chapter 1474. The 3 Realms Continent. The killing continued. The magic martial army, stationed deep in the catacombs, received a secret order today. In a blood-stained basilica, Wu Quishan summoned the powerhouses. When everyone was present, Wu Quishan's expression was solemn. He tossed out a crystal ball, sealing the area. Tang Feng and the others who had just entered looked at Wu Quishan. The magic martial army was now one of the strongest armies of the human race. Countless powerhouses. There were close to 100 powerhouses at the top. In this catacombs, the magic martial army was also the main force to suppress the catacombs. Wu Quishan had just achieved Heavenly King 2 days ago. Compared to those veteran powerhouses, he was naturally not as good. However, there were not many Heavenly King powerhouses in the 3 realms. Everyone is here. Wu Quishan looked at everyone and said in a low voice, "Just now, the military department sent an order. A secret order." Everyone's expression turned solemn. Wu Quishan took a deep breath, as if he was slightly uneasy. Very quickly, he suppressed the throbbing in his heart and said in a low voice, "The military department orders. Once the source is in turmoil, the magic martial army will deploy troops and kill martial artists above rank 9. Kill them all." Everyone was shocked. Kill martial artists above rank 9. There was no prefix. Before this, it was all about killing the powerhouses in turmoil. Wu Quishan seemed to know what they were thinking. He said in a low voice, "That's all. Kill them all. Whether it's the catacombs, the demons, or the beginners we encounter. As long as they are not humans. Kill them all." Everyone, the source is in turmoil. I'm afraid that will be the time for the final battle. This military order is only known to everyone. On the battlefield, execute the military order. Remember, don't be lenient. Yes. Everyone responded one after another, a little solemn. Kill martial artists above rank 9, all of them. There was no need to distinguish whether they were creating chaos or not. No need to distinguish whether there was a need to stay. Everyone knew what Wu Quishan meant. They also knew the meaning of the secret order from the military department. They were going to break the immortal source. Wu Quishan saw everyone's solemn expression and exhaled. Everyone, now that things have come to this, we can't participate in the source battle. Fighting in the catacombs is to assist Fang Ping and Minister Zhang. If we are lenient and Heavenly Emperor succeeds, the human race will face the threat of extinction. Understood? Everyone shouted in a low voice. All right, everyone get ready. There are quite a number of martial artists above the Paragon level in the catacombs now. Tang Feng, Feng Gru, Zhao Shumei, Fu Chanding, Chen Yunxi. Wu Quishan called out names one by one. We'll form a team and specialize in hunting down martial artists who are at the top of the catacombs. If Fang Ping and the others lose, we'll all die together. If they win, the humans will unify the three realms and kill all these powerhouses. It'll also be beneficial to unify the catacombs continent. Wu Quishan looked at the crowd, and they nodded, their eyes bloodshot. Previously, everyone was only suppressing those who were causing trouble. Now it seemed that the critical moment had arrived. Kill without mercy. The experts didn't make a sound, but their eyes were bloodshot. Then let's just kill them. Fang Ping, in midair. Old Wang and the others looked at Fang Ping. Old Wang pondered for a moment and said, "We also have the power to break through 9 levels now. Although we are no match for Celestial Emperor and the others, if we join forces, it should not be a problem for us to stop Spirit Sovereign for a while. Leave the Spirit Emperor to us." Fang Ping looked at them and said in a low voice, "Your mission is to maintain the opening of the passageway and escort the others to leave. There's no need for so many people in the source." Fang Ping, Old Wang said in a low voice, "If you lose, then everything will be for naught. It's better to stay in the source together. Either you win or you lose and get killed together. Do you think we have any other choice?" Ironhead also said in a low voice, "Yes, Fang Ping, if you lose, we'll all die. Why not take a gamble? Can't you still integrate? We have the power to break through 9 levels now. When the time comes to integrate, we can more or less increase your combat strength." On the other side, the God-forging envoy threw an invisible ball to Fang Ping and said with a smile, "The problem of charging has been solved. However, we are not the 3 emperors. The energy charged is not much. You can use it as you see fit. Actually, Wang Jinyang and the others are right. If you lose, then all of you will lose. If that's the case, then it's better to take a gamble. If we really lose, then we'll die together." Fang Ping wanted to fight Celestial Emperor alone in the source with Heavenly King subduing and the others, letting Old Wang and the others escort the others away. However, everyone felt that even if they left, they would not be able to survive. Celestial Emperor would not let them go. Fang Ping frowned and looked at the God-forging envoy. The God-forging envoy smiled and said, "I left behind the starry sky world. This divine artifact is not small. It's not a problem to hide a few thousand people. Soon, those people will enter. When the time comes, they will be exiled into the void. There are no powerhouses, with the divine artifact concealing their auras. If they are lucky, Celestial Emperor will not be able to find them. Moreover, Celestial Emperor may not be able to find them. It's just a group of weaklings. There isn't even a single person at the peak." The plan to retain the seed was still activated. There were not many people, 3,000 people. They would all enter a divine artifact forged by the God-forging envoy to live. The divine artifact would be thrown into the endless void. There were no powerhouses in it. As for whether they could survive in the end, it would all depend on luck. It depended on whether Celestial Emperor would search for it. The premise was that Celestial Emperor won. Fang Ping was silent. He glanced at the few of them. After a while, he said in a low voice, "Then that's it." After saying that, he exhaled softly and said, "You guys go back and prepare first. I'll go take a look." "Look at what?" He looked at his family that was about to leave the 3 realms. Although his origin had been forged successfully, it was not stable. Once the war started, Fong Ping's origin would definitely be shaken or even collapse. When that time came, it would harm everyone instead. Therefore, Fong Ping did not let anyone move to his origin at this moment. It was safer to stay in the Three Realms. Star Town. A divine artifact that looked like a huge shuttle appeared in front of a group of young people. At this moment, the door opened, but no one stepped forward. "I'm not leaving. I want to see my brother." A choked voice was heard. In front of the crowd, Fong Yuan's eyes were red. He refused to enter. "I'm not leaving. I'm also a martial artist. I want to wait for my brother to come back." "Don't mess around." Beside him, Old Man Li, who was in charge of this matter, was no longer tolerant. He no longer had a smile on his face. He berated, "Fong Yuan, this is an order from all the human powerhouses. Military order, execute." "Grandpa Li." Fong Yuan's tears flowed. "I don't want to leave. Where can I go? My parents are still here. My brother is still here. Grandpa Li, where can I go?" "Go in." Old Man Li shouted softly. Where to? He did not know. From now on, these people would live in this divine artifact. There were huge amounts of materials, resources, martial arts, secret manuals, energy stones, all kinds of treasures. These things had been placed inside. Break the void and place the divine artifact inside. It would flow and wander with space. Where to? He did not know. Was it still within the Three Realms? He did not know. This was humanity's hope, the last hope. As for whether they could destroy the seeds after they left, it was no longer a consideration. After defeating Celestial Emperor, they could still find them. If they could not defeat Celestial Emperor, then destroying the seeds would become a joke. Naturally, there was no need to search for them. They were the last hope. It was not the hope for revenge. It was the hope that the powerhouses wanted to keep the human race alive. It was a group of young people. They were very young. There were even some children. There were no elders. Even Fong Ping's parents were not around. It was not that Zhang Tao and the rest did not give them a place. With Fong Ping's identity and status, it was impossible that he did not give them a place. However, the Fong couple smiled and refused. They said that they wanted to stay and guard their home. They were afraid that Fong Ping would not be able to find his way back. Their daughter was still young. It was fine as long as she left. They did not want to live this kind of wandering life. They refused. At this moment, the great battle was imminent. Old Man Li's expression was solemn. He bellowed, "Do you know that every quota was exchanged with the lives of your fathers, your family, your brothers, and even your entire family, young and old? The reason why you people can stand here is because someone has borne everything for you. They are bleeding and fighting. You are stalling for time now, refusing to leave. When they are fighting, they still have to worry about you. Live on, this is not a mission. It's a prayer. I beg you, don't let the human civilization be completely destroyed. Completely disappear." Old Man Li bellowed, "Living on is more important than dying. It's also more painful. Although you are still young, you need to bear a greater responsibility. You don't have the strength to fight, so you can only bear more pain. Do you think there's hope if you go in? No, it might be more hopeless. In this narrow space, you can't see the sun, the moon. You can't see anything. You can only wander on alone. Live on, maybe, after the battle, you won't be able to survive at all. It's just a glimmer of hope. Do you understand?" Old Man Li said in a low voice, "If we win, we will look for you. If we lose, then there's no need to wait anymore." Sobs were heard everywhere. In the crowd, some of the youth's veins were bulging. They clenched their fists, their eyes red. They were older and knew more. Grandpa Li, in front, Fong Yuan was sobbing. She did not want to leave. At this moment, the void was torn apart. Fong Ping stepped into Star Town. "Brother," when Fong Yuan saw Fong Ping, she was overjoyed. She said hurriedly, "Brother, I don't want to leave." Fong Ping smiled. He stepped into the air and caught Fong Yuan, who was running toward him. Patting Fong Yuan's head, Fong Ping looked at the crowd and smiled. "It's better to be prepared. Since I started my career, I have never lost a battle. I have never failed. If you trust me, just treat it as a magical journey in space." Take a nap. When you wake up tomorrow, the world will be at peace. If you don't trust me, you're just waiting to die by wandering in the endless space. If you're here, your parents and grandparents won't be at ease. They won't be able to give it their all. They're all worried that you'll be implicated. Leaving is the best consolation for them. Rather than saying this is an escape, it's better to say it's a way to calm people down and comfort your parents. Fong Ping smiled. Do you really think you'll be safe after entering the artifact and wandering in the void? No, it's even more dangerous. However, your families think that there's hope this way. That's why we came up with this plan to comfort them, lest they lose their will to fight and get killed by the enemy. Fong Ping looked at the crowd and smiled again. So, if you don't want your families to die in battle, then go in. Beside him, someone said resentfully, Go in. I want to go in, but I can't. It was none other than Jiang Chao. Originally, there would definitely be a place for him among this group of people. However, none of the people who left this time were rank 9. Even Fan Yuan was not a rank 9. She had not even condensed the origin. The rank 9 Dao had been locked by the immortal source. If the immortal source could not be destroyed, these people would be found. Fong Ping glanced at him and smiled. Why don't I help you break your Dao? You won't die. Do you want to go with me? Jiang Chao said gloomily. No way. I thought there would be delicious food. In the end, I realized that there are all kinds of things inside. Energy stones, all kinds of pills, all kinds of books, all kinds of mystic techniques, all kinds of weapons. You're kidding me. If it's only for a short period of time, then forget it. If I were to wander for thousands of years, oh my God, you might as well kill me now. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. He ignored him and looked at the others. All of you heard it. This is a cage that's countless times smaller than the 3 realms. Going might not be a good thing. Don't feel like you're deserters, because to put it bluntly, all of you are too weak. So weak that I don't even treat you as soldiers. Fong Ping smiled. All of you are so weak. I'm also very helpless. If all of you had cultivated to rank 9 earlier, it might not be you who entered this time. Originally, it was supposed to be some of your peers and elites. In the end, I realized that many of those elites were in desperate straits. All of you are too weak, too useless. I can only give the places to you. As soon as he said that, even though everyone knew that Fong Ping was comforting them, they still blushed. This was heart-wrenching. How embarrassing. Yes, all of you were too weak. When you cultivated to rank 9, your Dao was locked. Then you might not be allowed to leave. Previously, among this group of people, there were indeed many older brothers and sisters, and even younger brothers and sisters who obtained the places. In the end, many of them broke through to rank 9 and even desperate straits. That was why they were allowed to come. Everyone blushed, momentarily forgetting that they did not want to leave earlier. According to Fong Ping, all of them were too weak. Weak people would be a hindrance if they stayed. So, leave now. All of you go in. Fong Ping laughed. In the crowd, some people looked at each other. Finally, a sigh was heard. Some people began to enter. 1, 2, gradually most of them had entered it. Fong Yuan grabbed Fong Ping, sobbing. Brother, I'm very powerful. Although I haven't condensed a Dao, I'm very strong. Even Fatty Jiang can't beat me. On the other side, Jiang Chao's expression darkened. This little girl only knew how to speak the truth. Fong Ping laughed. I know you're powerful, but are you as powerful as me? I'm already worried about Dad and Mom not leaving. If you don't leave, I'll have one more worry. Dad and Mom are fine. They'll be waiting for me at home. What about you? You're not an obedient girl. If you rush out to look for me, I'm fine, but the enemy discovers you and finds an opportunity. Won't I be in trouble then? Fong Ping laughed. Let's go. Take a nap. Brother will come and pick you up in a few days. Fong Yuan cried again. The next moment, a cat came through the void and landed on Fong Ping's shoulder. It swept its tail at Fong Yuan and said happily, Little chubby face, you lied to the cat that you don't cry. How embarrassing. You're so annoying. Fong Yuan chased its tail away angrily and looked at Fong Ping again. Fong Ping laughed. Go in. Don't make me worry. Right now, you're the strongest among them. If they're in danger, They'll need you to protect them. Fong Ping laughed again. Haven't you always wanted to be the boss? You can be the boss today. You can beat up anyone who doesn't agree. They're no match for you. Now that you don't even have a backer, you can beat them up however you want. Don't be afraid. Fong Yuan smiled through her tears. She could not help but complain. Brother, I'm all grown up. I'm not a kid anymore. Who would bully others? Grown up? Fong Ping mumbled. Had she grown up? She was just a kid. Pinching her slightly thin cheek, Fong Ping smiled and said, Let's go in. Brother, don't worry. I'll come and pick you up in a few days. Fong Ping comforted her. He looked at the cat and said, Big cat, go in and play with her for a while. The cat said happily, Okay, I'll play with her for a while. Fong Ping smacked the cat's head. This cat was getting more and more mischievous. No, this cat did not have one in the first place. Fong Yuan treated the cat as a pet. Big Cat treated Fong Yuan as a pet too. Who's going to play with Fong Yuan for a while? Who knew who would be the one playing later? Fong Ping laughed. He watched as the cat grabbed Fong Yuan's face with its claws and dragged her into the divine artifact. Only then did he look at Old Man Li and said with a smile, Instructor, you've worked hard. How am I working hard? Of course I've worked hard. Fong Ping looked at him, squinting and smiling. At this juncture, powerhouses can't leave. The weak are useless. As for you, you'll have to work harder. There are 3,000 children here. They're too young. Without anyone to comfort and take care of them, can they survive in the endless void? What if they encounter any danger? You're too suitable. Without the restriction of the origin and Tao, you could be a nanny for a while. Not a nanny. It's pretty good. Old Man Li's expression changed. You, don't you. Fong Ping interrupted him. Can you rival the Celestial Emperor and the rest now? Even if you've broken 9, so what if there's one more or one less? Other powerhouses will be discovered too easily. You won't be able to. Your aura isn't even as powerful as some rank 9s. You don't have a Tao or an origin. You're not even considered a beginner. This is good. I feel that you're about to transcend the 3 realms. Even if I lose, the Celestial Emperor won't be able to find you. That's why I'll only be at ease if you bring them away. Fong Ping sighed. The others are either too weak, or their Tao is restricted, or they're key figures. As for you, your presence isn't strong. If you disappear, so be it. Not many people will care. You've even been a teacher. These children will need your care and education in the future. Fong Ping grinned. I'm also afraid that my round face will be bullied. 3,000 people isn't a small number. What if they're bullied? Teacher, you'll have to bear the burden. I'll leave everything to you. Old Man Li's face turned green. You want me to be a deserter now? No. You understand better than I do. Living is more painful, isn't it? Fong Ping looked at him with a burning gaze. You're old, not a child. I won't use those words to convince you. But you understand that facing a strong enemy head-on is actually easier than your mission. 3,000 people. This is humanity's last hope. Among them are my younger sister and a large number of descendants of powerhouses who fought for humanity. If everyone wants to live a carefree life, this mission won't be easy. For a powerhouse like you to avoid the battle and become a babysitter, I think this mission is more important than you killing an emperor. I don't know if there's any danger in the endless void. I don't know how long this divine artifact can last. Those children don't have the ability to solve these problems. Only you, old man, have the ability to solve these problems. I don't know if you can walk out of the 3 realms. Can you go to another universe? If you encounter a second universe with life, can they survive there? Fong Ping said seriously. No, only you, old man, can. Teacher, please. Old Man Li's expression was ugly. At this juncture, his longevity sword wanted to leave. Fong Ping wanted him to leave, to take care of those children, to protect those children. He knew that what Fong Ping said was partly right. But to let go of his sword, go into the divine artifact, and accompany a group of children, he still could not accept it. Fong Ping, Old Man Li's voice was low. Although my ability is not as good as yours, I think I can become stronger. The more I fight, the stronger I get. Protect these children. There's no need for me. Then who should go? Fong Ping smiled. Now that the immortal origin is broken, there aren't many people who can be controlled. All of them are useful. Moreover, this origin Tao is useful in the three realms. If we go to other universes, will it still be useful? Old man, you're different. You're really taking in all Taos to help yourself. Don't tell me you want me to hand these people over to outsiders? Having said that, Fong Ping said sincerely, we're enough to kill the enemy. If I don't have this ability now, you'll be a good helper. But now, your strength is broken 9, and you've just broken 9, so you won't be of much help to me. On the other hand, protecting these people is more important. I haven't arranged for anyone to protect them and guide them all this while, hoping that you, old man, can step forward yourself. Now, it seems like I can only do it. Teacher, please. Old man Li's expression was gloomy. After a while, he said in a hoarse voice, all right, I'll go. As he said that, he looked at Fong Ping, his eyes suddenly turning red. You be careful. Don't worry. Fong Ping laughed, looking at old man Li in front of him, who was already shorter than him. He laughed and said, when have I ever failed? It had never happened before. Have some confidence in me. You're here just in case. I'll look for you guys later. Having said that, Fong Ping exhaled and said, teacher, go in. Old man Li did not expect that he would leave at this time. He was a little unwilling and a little aggrieved. However, since Fong Ping had already said it to this point, he could not refuse. Yes, the other powerhouses could not leave. Only he could leave and take care of these people. But he was really too unwilling. Old man Li was still struggling. Fong Ping suddenly kicked his butt. With a rumble, the old man was smashed into the door. Fong Ping scolded, old man, you're being unreasonable until now. If I tell you to go, then go. You talk too much nonsense. I didn't want to hit you at first, but you forced me. Big cat, come out. Old man Li, who was kicked in, had a bitter expression. He turned his head and gave him a glance, sighing softly. After this goodbye, would they ever meet again? The next moment, a cat dashed out, saying happily, liar, I left Cat 4 inside. Next time, Lil Chubby Face can play with Cat 4. Old man, remember to take care of Cat 4. Feed Cat 4 more delicious food. Brother, the sound of crying could be heard. Fong Ping did not look or listen anymore. He sealed the divine artifact directly. Everyone's silhouettes disappeared. The next moment, many human powerhouses appeared around Fong Ping. These people looked at the sealed divine artifact, each of them silent. Many of them had descendants among them. Li Chongqing followed him in, and they felt much more at ease. However, after this goodbye, would they ever meet again? No one could answer this question. Not even Fong Ping. Fong Ping said no more. A rift void appeared in front of him. After ninth heaven shattered and the three realms merged, it became harder to open the rift void. There seemed to be another universe in this rift. As for Fong Ping, he was not interested in exploring this endless darkness. After tearing the void, Fong Ping placed the divine artifact inside. With a sudden force, the shuttle-like divine artifact disappeared before his eyes. Fong Ping seemed to hear Fong Yuan's cries and old man Li's choking voice. He waved his hand slightly, watching the divine artifact disappear. It was quiet all around. Fong Ping closed the void. Everything disappeared completely. Goodbye. I hope we can meet again. Chapter 1475. In the Void. The third day after Fong Yuan and the others left, Fong Ping stood proudly in the void. Behind him, many human powerhouses stood. In the sky, a figure seemed to appear above the sun. Celestial Emperor. Fong Ping, have you thought it through? Celestial Emperor smiled. Don't do anything stupid. The choice is very important. Can you really maintain your second origin source forever? The three realms are seeking survival. I'm only seeking survival. Those who die are just ants, aren't they? Ants? Fong Ping said coldly. All right, if you want to kill and repair the origin, then kill the catacombs martial artists and release the human martial artists. I will naturally talk to you. Fong Ping. Celestial Emperor walked out of the sun with a look of pity. Why don't you understand? In the three realms, Only powerhouses are eternal. How long can those rank 9 martial artists and true god martial artists live? 1,000 years? 10,000 years? And we, how long can we live? Celestial Emperor laughed. We might live for 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years, or even eternity. I don't have to exterminate you or kill you. If you are willing to prove your Tao, the Tao fruit is under my control. I promise you can live. I won't use the Tao fruit to threaten you or enslave you. I just don't want the origin to have any more problems. Celestial Emperor said softly, this time, if the origin can be repaired successfully, then we don't have to worry about the origin anymore. The origin can be closed or opened again, allowing the origin to appear in the 3 realms again. It will be more complete. Fong Ping, using the lives of millions of people in exchange for the peace of the 3 realms, are you not willing? Celestial Emperor's voice was loud, spreading throughout the 3 realms. He laughed. Whether it's humans, demons, the land realm, or beginner martial artists, I only need those martial artists who are controlled by the immortal source to repair the origin, to make this origin perfect. I only need those martial artists who are rank 9 and above. There are not even 10 million people. Using the lives of millions of people in exchange for the peace of the 3 realms, are you not willing? Martial King, Human King, you say that I am selfish, but have you ever thought that I am the selfish one? Celestial Emperor said loudly, if the origin is not repaired, more and more people will die. If the origin exists, stepping into the origin is inevitable. Sooner or later, the sea of misery will devour the 3 realms. Only by mending the source can the origin Tao be opened at will. And the problem can be solved. The Celestial Arch sighed and said, ask the 3 realms, how many people are willing to fight for you? The Celestial Emperor said regretfully, it's not that I didn't know that you sent your family away, but I didn't stop you because we could have talked it over. Slaughter, even the destruction of the 3 realms. Is that really what you want to see? After Fong Ping and the rest sent some people away, he understood that these people might start a war. The Celestial Thearch's voice shook the 3 realms. He wanted to tell the 3 realms that it wasn't that he was heartless. Everything he did was for the good of the 3 realms, for the sake of peace in the 3 realms. Was it worth sacrificing less than 10 million warriors in exchange for peace in the 3 realms? The Celestial Arch smiled. The human heart was the most unpredictable. Was it worth it? I don't want to die. No, Your Majesty, we don't want to die. Lord Human King, Lord Martial King, didn't you humans say that all lives are equal? Their lives are lives, and so are ours. There are tens of billions of living beings in the 3 realms. Since Lord Celestial the Arch can repair the origin, why let us become your sacrifices? Shouts came one after another. Some were indignant, some were angry, and some were rebuking. Why did they have to follow Fong Ping and the rest and mess around? It would be best if those rank 9 and above died. The Celestial the Arch didn't want to kill everyone. Before this, everyone thought that they would die, but now they saw an opportunity. They saw hope. At this moment, in the Catacombs continent, countless people roared loudly. Countless people knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. They begged Fong Ping and the rest not to start a war with the Celestial the Arch. They begged Fong Ping and the rest to have mercy on all living beings in the 3 realms. The Celestial the Arch smiled and looked at the group of people below. The human heart. This was the human heart. Fong Ping, can't you see through it? The Celestial the Arch chuckled and said slowly, what you want to protect is not worth mentioning in the eyes of others. You think you are saving the world. In fact, you are the devils in their eyes, the demons who destroy the world. Fong Ping's expression was indifferent, a little disdainful. The catacombs is not what we want to protect. Do you think that no one in the human race will object? The Celestial the Arch shook his head. At this moment, with a wave of his hand, a water screen appeared in front of him. Many people appeared in the water screen. Some were crying, some were cursing. Are Fong Ping and Zhang Tao trying to kill us? What does killing those people have to do with us? Humans. In the screen, a middle-aged man cursed loudly. He even walked out of the door, shouting that everyone should not be sacrificed by these powerhouses. Fong Ping, Zhang Tao, are these the humans you are protecting? The celestial the arch chuckled and said, "This is the belief in your hearts? How childish. In the past I also thought so and did so, but do you know?" The celestial the arch sighed and said, "More than 30,000 years ago, I was traveling in the continent. At that time, the continent was in chaos. The martial god and sword god fought and affected the heaven division. The heaven division was destroyed, and the survivors were less than 100. The celestial the arch shook his head and said, "When I rushed back, everything had already happened. I saved the survivors. But do you know how they treated me?" The celestial the arch said sorrowfully, "They scolded me, said that I should not have traveled to the continent. They were angry at me, said that I should not have come back so late. This is the tribe I am protecting, the heaven division one am protecting. You think that I want to avenge the tribe?" The celestial the arch chuckled and shook his head. "No, I just don't want all this to happen again. The three realms actually does not need love, does not need protection. These ants do not need to be too good to them. As long as they have food to eat and don't starve to death, it's fine. Cultivating martial arts, cultivating Tao, these are our prerogatives. What virtue or ability do they have? What right do they have to blame us after obtaining everything under our protection?" The celestial the arch laughed and said, "Therefore, the true peace of the three realms is not what you think, but the separation of gods and humans. We are gods, they are humans, ants. When we need them, they should sacrifice for us, die for us. Now, I need them to help me repair the source land, repair the source, so they should do it." The celestial the arch smiled and looked at the people below. "This is the true martial path, the true immortal path. There is no need for everyone to become immortals. There is no need for so many martial artists, so many powerhouses. Today, use the Tao of these people to repair the source land. Then the three realms will naturally be at peace. We can continue to be our immortals. Isn't that good? There are no martial artists who can fly everywhere. Only us." The celestial the arch looked at the crowd and smiled. "What do you think?" King Wu's expression was calm. "Celestial the arch, what do you mean by revealing all this?" Zhang Tao didn't care if some of the billions of people were not determined. Even a true god could not make billions of people be united. He was not a god. Zhang Tao also waved his hand, and images appeared in front of him. "Don't listen to that bastard's words. If it weren't for those powerhouses to protect us, we would have been destroyed long ago. Everyone, have you forgotten how we managed to survive all these years? How we lived so happily? Martial arts must be fought. Either we die standing, or we live kneeling, or we die kneeling. Are you willing to kneel? Beat this bastard to death." In the images, some old people and even children were beating the middle-aged man from before. Zhang Tao smiled faintly. "Celestial the arch, this is the human heart. It is not something that can be reversed by creating some special cases. We don't stop you from killing millions of martial artists today, but tomorrow we will kill billions of living beings to repair your origin. The day after tomorrow, if we are in the mood, we may destroy the world. We don't care today, we don't care tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, we will be the ones to die. At that time, kneeling is already kneeling, but we will still be killed. In that case, why don't I take advantage of the fact that I haven't knelt and fight with you?" Zhang Tao smiled happily and said loudly, "Is the human race willing to kneel and wait for death?" "No." The roar of the human race sounded everywhere in the three realms continent. Army after army, chi and blood rushed to the sky, shaking the three realms. One by one, the lone warriors cheered loudly. Sacrificing those powerhouses today, they didn't even have their last umbrella of protection. At that time, it would be too late for regret. The human race had long been enlightened. They were not stupid people, except for a few people who were greedy for life and feared death. How many of the billions of people were willing to believe in the Celestial Arch? Zhang Tao laughed loudly and said, "Celestial Arch, this three realms is no longer the three realms of the past. The people have long been enlightened. Do you think what you said is useful?" This is not an era where people eat raw meat and drink blood, nor is it an era where the people are still ignorant. The people of the three realms, especially the human race, they have their own beliefs, they have their own persistence. If you really pity the people, why don't you give up the immortal source? We will think of ways to help you stabilize the source. What do you think? Zhang Tao smiled brightly. Beside him, Fang Ping said lightly, he wouldn't dare. This kind of person has long become a demon. Since according to what he said, there were still some survivors in the Heaven Division back then what about the people? I'm afraid they have all died long ago, killed by him. This kind of person, will he pity others? He only cares about himself? Fang Ping said impatiently, don't use those bewitching methods of yours. You can't afford to lose face, other than some idiots in the three realms, who will believe it. When it comes to this, I'm your ancestor. I can't be bothered to bewitch people. You still want to bewitch them? Only some idiots in the catacombs will believe it. Who else will believe it? As he said that, Fang Ping said coldly, are you exchanging or not? 3 for 4 emperors. If you want to exchange, then exchange. If not, then stop talking nonsense. Celestial Emperor said with a faint smile, are you willing to exchange? It was because he sensed them sending people away that Celestial Emperor felt that these people did not want to exchange at all. Did Fang Ping really think that he could not see it at all? Fang Ping said bluntly, exchange, but it's not the 3 emperors who break their own Tao. It depends on your ability. 3 open, if you have the ability, then naturally you can break their Tao. If not, then why did you break it? You send the 4 emperors out, I'll let the 3 emperors open the way. This is the bargaining chip. If you agree, then we'll exchange. If not, then forget it. Fang Ping said it clearly. Breaking the Tao was impossible. If you have the ability, you break it yourself. He would expose the location of the 3 emperors' Tao. If you have the ability, you solve it yourself. In this position, for the 4 emperors, Celestial Emperor laughed. Hands behind his back, looking at Fang Ping, Celestial Emperor smiled like the sun. Fang Ping, do you really think the Tao left behind by the 3 emperors can be used? If the 3 of them are still alive, then they will naturally leave some trouble for me. But they are dead. Celestial Emperor sighed and said, dead? It's said that it's the 3 emperors' Tao, but in fact, it's just a small opening. In the past, Yang God left such a big opening, and I can solve it. Do you really think that I can't solve the opening left by the 3 of them? Fang Ping was no longer cold and sneered. If you're so awesome, then don't exchange. Celestial Emperor looked at him and said slowly, you're still young. Do you really want to fight me? Xiong and Do have thought about it for many years, but they don't dare. At this moment, Celestial Emperor was very calm. They're afraid that I'll kill them, so they only dare to do some small things, and dare not be my enemy. Do you think you're stronger than them? You'll know when you try. Young. Celestial Emperor sighed, the passion of young people. Maybe he really did not understand. He smiled and did not continue this topic. Celestial Emperor Tread Air returned, his back facing everyone, and said with a smile, if that's the case, then come in. The Tao of the 3 emperors has appeared. I will naturally let the 4 of them go. They're just slightly bigger ants. This emperor will not go back on his words. Do you dare to come? Fang Ping's expression did not change, and also followed Tread Air, walking step by step toward the sun, ambushing Celestial Emperor. He had never thought of this. It was almost impossible. He just wanted to set the place of a decisive battle in the Source Land. It was better than a war in the 3 realms. As he walked, Fang Ping said, can Celestial Emperor move the Source Land to misery? Otherwise, this movement is too big and the 3 realms are destroyed. I think the immortal source might not have a good ending. Celestial Emperor smiled and did not say anything. However, the huge sun in the sky, including the Source Land behind the sun, was now moving toward misery. Celestial Emperor controlled the relocation of the Source Land while saying, Fang Ping, you're very special. You came from inside the seed. In fact, if you're willing to cooperate with me, maybe we have a chance to get rid of the seed's control. You can enter the inside of the seed, but we can't. Sometimes it's easier to destroy everything from the inside than from the outside. Celestial Emperor seemed to know everything, chuckling and saying, Jean is very talented and has a lot of ideas. In the past, actually, I also talked to him, hoping that he would cooperate with me, and so did Yang. Unfortunately, Yang is too stupid. He always thinks that it doesn't matter to him. As long as he's happy, he doesn't need to care about anything else. But he doesn't understand, even if you don't care, there will always be someone who cares. And Jean cares too much. In this three realms, Celestial Emperor only recognized Jean and Yang, feeling that only these two could be compared to him. Unfortunately, Yang God did not care about anything, and Jean cared too much about everything. In his opinion, these two people were flawed. Therefore, the cooperation between the three of them was destined to fail from the beginning. Fong Ping did not care about this, nor did he express too much hostility, following Celestial Emperor, moving toward the source land, laughing and saying, "You wanted to destroy martial arts back then? You wanted to use the source land to kill all the beginner powerhouses?" Celestial Emperor laughed and said, "Destroy martial arts? No, I just wanted to restore the three realms to normal. At that time, you didn't understand the three realms. The powerhouses were too strong. They had already forgotten their original purpose. After the wild beasts were driven away, these people fought each other, causing chaos in the three realms, countless deaths and injuries. Fong Ping, don't you think that my choice back then was very similar to yours? You think that we people obstruct the three realms, but in reality, at that time, that group of beginner powerhouses also plunged the three realms into chaos. If that's the case, is it wrong for me to want to destroy them?" Celestial Emperor said as he walked, "You always said that the old antiques should be killed, and the path you're walking, I was walking 30,000 years ago. In reality, you and I are the same kind of people, aren't we?" Fong Ping said coldly, "I'm different from you." "Different?" Celestial Emperor laughed and said, "Wrong. You and I are the same. Do you think it's wrong for me to cooperate with Seed? But Seed is the founder of the three realms, a god of creation. Is it really wrong for me to cooperate with it? People like Martial God have already overwhelmed the three realms. If it continues to develop, these people will sooner or later destroy the three realms in order to fight for hegemony, causing the three realms to be destroyed. I stopped them, Fong Ping. In ancient times, after the end of the Myriad Daos battle, the three realms enjoyed more than 20,000 years of peace. This should be considered my credit, right? More than 20,000 years. Celestial Emperor said softly, "If there was no origin Dao back then, do you think those people would go into hibernation? Do you think Dark and the others will give up on continuing the war? They won't." Celestial Emperor shook his head and said, "They won't give up." Including Yang, he also has ambitions, very big, to turn the three realms into the world of the living. Isn't that ambition? If he wants to change the three realms into the world of the living, does he need to fight? It definitely will. He is chasing after Seed. Once he really absorbs Seed, do you understand? The three realms would have been destroyed long ago. So, you think I'm destroying the world. In reality, I'm saving the world. Celestial Emperor said softly, "Can you say that I'm doing wrong? Was it wrong?" Fong Ping said nothing. "Now, I need to repair the source. Otherwise, the source land won't last for many years. Once the source collapses, the three realms will be swallowed by the sea of misery. Tell me, sacrificing millions of martial artists today, is I right or wrong?" Celestial Emperor said with a smile, "Fong Ping, tell me, are you and I considered the same kind of peoples?" Fong Ping said lightly, "Maybe what you said is right, but I won't distinguish these things. The right and wrong in your eyes are actually not worth a penny in my eyes. What I care about are these people that you don't care about, these millions of martial artists, these billions of ants, my family, relatives, friends, brothers, classmates, teachers. They're all among them." Celestial Emperor laughed again. "Fong Ping, how about this? Your family and friends, I won't touch them all. Release their Tao. I only need other people to repair my source land. How about that? Your human race has more than 200,000 origin realm martial artists. Your family and friends. Do you have 100 people? 1,000 people?" Celestial Emperor chuckled and said, "I'll let these people go. Then what's your choice?" Fong Ping's breathing stagnated slightly. Behind him, Heavenly King Jun, Martial King, and the others followed. At this moment, they also heard this, but at this moment, they did not say anything. Silence. Exhaling softly, Fong Ping said indifferently, "My family and friends are not just this many people. Also, those people are my comrades. Let's face the strong enemies together. Fight everywhere, kill everywhere. They are my comrades. Are you willing to give up on collecting their Tao?" Celestial Emperor said lightly, "Fong Ping, actually, this emperor admires you very much and also made the biggest concession. Why do you insist on going against me? If those people from 30,000 years ago and I have hatred and grievances, do you and I have?" Celestial Emperor tilted his head and looked at Fong Ping. "Your hatred, your grievances have nothing to do with me, right? The killing in the land realm and the human world is just Hong's arrangement. This emperor's original intention is only to set up the immortal source, so that the three realms martial artists can fill the immortal source. As for the war between you, it is not caused by this emperor." Celestial Emperor said with a smile, "I'm telling you all this just to let you understand. Hatred actually does not exist between you and me. You are saving the world. I am also saving the world. You hope to see a peaceful three realms, and I actually hope so too. Extinguishing martial arts or not, actually is not important. Killing some people, letting some people go, is actually not important. What's important is the result. And now, the best result is that these people die, the source is repaired successfully, and the three realms will enjoy tens of thousands of years of peace. Such a life, isn't it good?" Fong Ping sneered. "What you said seems to make a lot of sense. Others all say that Fong Ping, can talk. It seems like Celestial Emperor is not far behind. Then let me ask you, if you kill these 10 million martial artists today, next time there is a problem in the source?" Celestial Emperor said with a smile, "Even if there is a problem again, it will be tens of thousands of years later. At that time, maybe you and this emperor have the same idea to rebuild the immortal source again. This three realms, there is no shortage of people. Using the lives of tens of millions of martial artists in exchange for tens of thousands of years of peace. Why not? Fong Ping, when that day comes, you will understand this is the best choice. Kill those powerhouses who are disturbing the three realms. You build your second source. I will build my first source. In the three realms, some people walk your path, some people walk my path. If there is a problem in your source, we can also use the method of immortal source to solve it. Harvesting leaks, one after another. In Celestial Emperor's eyes, this three realms were leaks that could not be harvested completely. Today, just harvesting some leaks could be exchanged for tens of thousands of years of peace in the three realms. This was not good. There were tens of billions of living beings in the three realms. He only needed those 10 million people. Even if he did not need 10 million people, was there a need for Fong Ping to risk his life for these people? King Wu, don't you want to protect the human race? Celestial Emperor looked at Zhang Tao behind him and said with a smile, "Don't you not care about sacrifice? Then today, let these millions of martial artists sacrifice once to protect the human race. Are you not willing? You must know if the war starts, if I really fight with Fong Ping, it does not matter if you kill me. I kill you, the three realms will be worse. There will be more casualties, even destruction." Celestial Emperor sighed sorrowfully. "Why bother? People's hearts will change. Even if you protect the human race today, kill me, but hundreds of millions of the human race will die. Millions of families will be broken. Do you think that those who are still alive will really appreciate your kindness?" Celestial Emperor sneered. "They won't. They will only hate you. You are leading them to death." King Wu smiled and said, "So, we still have to thank Celestial Emperor for not killing us? Your way of thinking is very strange. You want us to send hundreds of thousands of human heroes for you to kill. If we do not let you kill us, you still think that we are bad people. This way of thinking, really, I cannot agree with you. If the human race also thinks so, then this human race is no longer the human race that I, Zhang Tao, need to protect. I am a guardian. It does not mean that I am a fool. If even the heroes who have protected the human race for countless years can be handed over and sent to the guillotine, then I, Zhang, am not worthy of the word guardian. If that is the case, I would rather fight. They would also be willing to fight. As for the human race, they are also willing to fight. I believe that they will make this choice. Countless historical events have proven this point. A destroyed country is not scary. What is scary is becoming a slave of a destroyed country. Zhang Tao's expression became firm. A destroyed country is better than becoming a slave of a destroyed country. Celestial Emperor, this is our choice. Celestial Emperor shook his head and said no more. A destroyed country, a slave of a destroyed country, perhaps. Between powerhouses, it was very difficult to convince each other. He also did not do this useless thing. The void was torn open, revealing the entrance to the source. Celestial Emperor said with a smile, "Everyone, please." The door was wide open, inviting them to enter. The source was right in front of them. How many people dared to enter? Chapter 1476. How many dared to enter? All of them. Fong Ping stepped in directly. King Wu followed. Then, Heavenly King Jun, God Cast, and Cat came in. Not just them. Behind them, Wang Jinyang, Li Hansong, and Yao Qingjun also came in. In the source land, someone was waiting for them. In the distance, Xu Xiang, Heavenly Hound, Dragon Transformation, and Qin Fengqin were waiting for them. 12 powerhouses. Powerhouses above 9 were all captured in one fell swoop. Those related to the human race. Those who were on good terms with the human race, except for Li Chongqing who disappeared. The rest were all here. 12. In the source land, in another world, Emperor Heaven Reverse and Emperor God were watching. On the other side, Emperor Dongwang was watching. Farther away, Emperor Spirit was also watching. In the 3 realms, including Emperor Heaven, there were 17 powerhouses in the source land. There were only a few people who had broken through to the 9th level who had yet to arrive. Sun God had not arrived, Emperor West had not arrived, and Li Chongqing had not arrived. These 20 people were at the peak of the 3 realms. Today, 17 people gathered at the source land. In the bitter sea, West Royal Palace was revealed. Heaven's pole looked at the sky, watching those people disappear one after another. There seemed to be black dots on the sun. Heaven's pole turned to Emperor West and said, embarrassed, "Old man, are you really not going?" Emperor West cursed in a low voice. "What am I going to do? Get myself killed? Son of a B*** Tisich, you want me to die and give West Royal Palace to you, don't you?" Heaven's pole was speechless. He said gloomily, "Nonsense. But if they fight and break the source land, you won't have a good ending either. If Fong Ping and the others lose, you won't have a good ending either. Will Emperor Heaven let you go free?" Emperor West snorted, looked up at the sky, sighed, and said gloomily, "Can't these guys stop for a few years and let me live a good life?" They had only been out for a few days. Were they going to fight? Damn bastards. None of them made him feel comfortable. At the same time, when Fong Ping and the others entered the source land, Earth, another group of people gathered. Warlord, Zhang Hao, Li Jun, Lindsay one by one, the Heavenly King stage powerhouses were gathered here. After the Heavenly King stage powerhouses, there were many veteran powerhouses. Some were saints, some were emperors. Familiar faces appeared under the sunlight. The detective department's Nan Yunyue, the Southern Guardian Palace's Wu Chuan, the Western Guardian Palace's Zhang Weiyu, the Northern Guardian Palace's Chen Haoyan, and the newly appointed Eastern Guardian Palace's Chen Yaozu. There were also a few neo-martial artists who had fought for many years. Sect Alliance Master Zhao Xingwu and Defense Master Kong Lingyuan. There were also demons, the Jiao that looked like the Tengu, the wretched-looking Jiao, and Li Wuji who had just rushed over from the Catacombs continent. The human clan, the demon clan, the ancient martial arts experts. Celestial Emperor Xianji, who had long sought refuge with the human race. Gong Zhuanzi, who had reached the 7th level of Dao. Gong Yuzi, who had remained silent. They were all experts, and they were all here. This place was under Li Jun's command today. Li Jun looked at the sky, not saying a word. At this moment, someone arrived. The void was torn apart, and the newcomer glanced at the experts in the surroundings. He had a humble smile on his face as he softly spoke. "Nether King, it's been a long time." "It's you?" Li Jun looked at the newcomer, his face grim. "King Huai, why haven't you been hiding?" Why have you come to the human race? King Huai chuckled. Don't be angry, Nether King. King Huai smiled. The three realms are about to fall into chaos. I saw that the various tribes of the human race have begun to kill the experts in the catacombs. I saw that Luan and Sherpa have already gone to the Chuwu continent. I'm afraid they want to kill Chuwu to prove their Tao. I saw that King Feng and King Xian have also gone there. They either want to fish in troubled waters, or they want to be the oriole behind the mantis stalking the cicada. As for the Chuwu heavenly kings, they are also prepared to fight. It seems that they all want to finish off their opponents at this time, be it the Emperor realm or the Chuwu realm. King Huai smiled. I thought that the human race should also be making a move. On the human race's side, I don't see many heavenly kings outside. They seem to be in the human realm, so I came to take a look. Li Jun looked at him coldly. Do you want to die? I don't want to. King Huai smiled. Don't misunderstand. I see that everyone is gathered here. Given the personalities of King Human and King Martial, they are not the kind of people who would sit around and wait for death. They will not let everyone stay idle. So many people, so many heavenly king martial artists. King Huai looked for a while, then smiled. Everyone, are you going to deal with those heavenly kings and Chu Wu realm martial artists? Or even kill an emperor? King Huai sighed. When an emperor proves his Tao, the immortal source will mature a lot. Given the personalities of King Martial and the others, they will not let the immortal source mature. As for the Celestial Arch, he must have made arrangements. Today, someone will definitely prove his Tao and become an emperor. In that case, I think I should have guessed what your mission is. Kill an emperor. Kill whoever proves his Tao and becomes an emperor? Isn't that right? Kill an emperor. Yes, the purpose of these people gathering here was to kill an emperor. Previously, the Celestial Arch and Fong Ping had restrained each other, so Fong Ping and the others could not attack those Chu Wu realm martial artists. Today, both sides had entered the immortal source. Given the personalities of King Feng and the Monster Arch, as well as Wan and Sherpa, they would definitely go to the Chu Wu continent today to kill the Chu Wu realm martial artists and prove their Tao and become an emperor. Regardless of whether becoming an emperor was beneficial to the human race or not, at this time, they would all become emperors. If they did not become emperors, they would be sacrifices to the immortal source. After becoming emperors, the Celestial Arch would most likely not kill them. Even if he did, he would keep their Tao fruits. This was a chance to revive. If they did not become emperors, they would definitely die. Because of this, no one would give up this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. King Huai was very smart. He had guessed that the human race would not give up, would not let those people succeed. They would make a move. Li Jun looked at King Huai and said coldly, "You want to interfere?" I don't dare. I don't dare." King Huai smiled. "How would I dare? I just want to survive. When the immortal source matures, I will definitely die, so I also want to break through the immortal source, but my strength is limited. I also want to become an emperor, but I am only at breaking 7, still far from becoming an emperor. Since that is the case, I can't become an emperor, so I can only destroy the immortal source so that it cannot mature and the Celestial Arch cannot harvest it. I am afraid of death, but at this time between certain death and certain death, I want to try. I believe that King Human and King Wu will help you kill an emperor. What do you think?" King Huai smiled. "It is all for survival. I am too weak. If I rely on the Celestial Arch, the Celestial Arch will look down on me. It is better to cooperate with you. If we can kill an emperor, we can shake the immortal source, and the Celestial Thearch's strength will be weakened." King Huai looked at Li Jun and cupped his hands. "Nether King, what do you think?" Li Jun looked at him coldly. On the side, War King also looked for a while and suddenly smiled. This guy is greedy for life and afraid of death, but he is not afraid of death at the crucial moment. "Li Jun, let him join us." "Old Ancestor Jiang, let him join us." War King smiled. "No problem. It's fine if you don't want to move with us. Stay away from us, lest we fall into your trap. If you want to attack us, we won't stop you, nor will we oppose you. But if you attack us, then you'll die." King Huai smiled. "I dare not." As they spoke, another person came. Di Xing. This martial artist who had always accompanied Daoist Fengyan was also a sage, even close to the Heavenly King realm. Di Xing flew through the air, looked at everyone, and said in a low voice, "Before Lord Fengyan left, let me come to the human race. Whether I live or die, I will fight so that my life will not be in vain." As soon as he said that, a few more people arrived. The Ming Dynasty Di Zun, who was threatened by Fang Ping and misery. Sage Yu Wei, who stayed to guard Wangwu Mountain after Moon's spirit disappeared. And Sage Lin Hai, who was under the celestial extermination arch. Among these people, some had broken through to the Heavenly King realm, and some had become sages. They were all very powerful. Li Jun looked around and said in a low voice, "You want to move with us?" Sage Yu Wei chuckled. "If Nether King doesn't mind, I will move with you. Master is dead, junior sister. Sigh. Today, if we don't become emperors, we will die. The Celestial the Arch wants to kill us. No matter what, fighting is better than directly sacrificing us." Boom! At this time, before the battle at the Immortal Source, a battle had already broken out in Chua mainland. Someone had attacked. Today, those who did not become emperors had to die. In that case, everyone had to fight, kill Chu, and become emperors. As for Chu, he also hoped to kill those people, break through 9, and weaken the Immortal Source. At this moment, there was no room for compromise between the two sides. They could only kill. As for hoping that Fang Ping and the others could win, if the Celestial the Arch was so easy to kill, he would not be the Celestial the Arch. Seeing this, Li Jun took a light breath and suddenly shouted, "Go! To Chua mainland!" Buzz! The void shattered. A group of powerhouses rushed there. Their mission was to stop people from becoming emperors. Not even Wan and Sherpa. Emperors were enemies. When a person became emperors, the maturity of the Immortal Source skyrocketed. This was something the humans could not tolerate. No one could go against it. As for the few Chu, after the turmoil, there were more Heavenly Kings of origin than Chu Heavenly Kings. Now, there was also chaos. Today, Li Jun and the others also wanted to help Chu. The underworld god and the others might not be able to resist the origin powerhouses, and they might not be able to resist the rebellious Chu powerhouses. Many Chu had already switched to origin. Today, the three realms were in chaos. Origin, Celestial Emperor, and Fang Ping saw the turmoil down below. But at this moment, the origin was quiet. Celestial Emperor watched for a while and smiled. "See that? That is the human heart. Seal these people in the hope that they can become emperors. In this way, they will not become sacrifices. As for whether or not the Immortal Source matures after they become emperors, it has nothing to do with them. As for Chu and the others, many of them had switched to origin. Now, they can't help it anymore. They all want to live. Including Sherpo and Luan, they want to live too. Therefore, they are also fighting, hoping to prove their Immortal Source. Fang Ping, Jin, you don't want the Immortal Source to mature, but it doesn't mean others don't. They don't believe that you can defeat me." Fang Ping did not look at him. Instead, he looked at the sovereigns in the distance and smiled. "Emperor God, Emperor of Heaven Reverse, do you still hope that he will let you go?" Emperor God laughed. "Let us go? I know that he wants us dead. How can he let us go? But aren't you the same as him?" Emperor God laughed. "You used to call yourself Celestial Emperor. In fact, you are the same as him. If you win, will you let us go?" "You won't either." As the Divine Emperor spoke, he smiled again and said, "So, this is your battle, not ours." Fang Ping sneered, a little disdainful. Emperor God was not angry. He said lightly, "It's hard for you to defeat him. When you lose, we can try again. Maybe there's a chance?" Fang Ping, don't you want to try? "I prefer to kill the third party." Fang Ping's tone was cold. Emperor God laughed. "No, you won't like it. If you kill us now, Celestial Emperor will not agree." Celestial Emperor, right? Celestial Emperor was also smiling. He looked at Fang Ping. "They can't die now. His and Doja's origin is too deep. If I kill them, the origin will be shaken and I will be involved. So, if I die, you can kill them. If I live, without you guys to worry about, I will think of a way to finish them. If I seal the origin, they won't have a chance. Killing these two would implicate Celestial Emperor. Similarly, Celestial Emperor was not too worried that these two would attack him now, because the origin was still under his control. They restrained each other for fear of harming the innocent. This was the main reason why they had not broken out in battle for so many years. Fong Ping smiled and did not say anything more. Old Wang, go to Senior Shuxiang and the others and open the 3 doors. Let the seniors leave with the Dao fruit before coming in. Now, Shuxiang and the others could not play a big role in the origin. Celestial Emperor controlled the origin. They could not exert much strength at all. Heavenly Hound said loudly, I don't want to come in anymore. I won't come back if I leave. Big Dog, do not come back. The Ash Cat yelled. Heavenly Hound was a little embarrassed. He snorted and did not say anything else. Celestial Emperor smiled and did not say anything. He watched Wang Jinyang and the others leave. He did not need to kill them. He only needed to let the 3 of them open their Dao. Open all of them so that he could control the location of the 3 Dao. That was enough. The 3 Emperors' Dao was revealed. This was not something that could be solved by killing a few people. Now, it was the chance to break through all the restraints. In the next moment, a Dao appeared in the distance in the sky. Celestial Emperor's Dao. Senior Shuxiang, get out! Fong Ping shouted. Shuxiang did not waste any time. He stretched out his hand and waved. The Dao fruit was in his hand. However, a strong suction force came from behind. A force emerged from Celestial Emperor's body and quickly dispelled the suction force. He smiled and said nothing. Shuxiang did not waste any time and quickly left through the Dao. After a while, Shuxiang appeared. This time, he did not appear outside the origin, but beside Old Wang. Thank you, young master. Shuxiang smiled. At this moment, he was very happy. Staying by the young master's side, maybe this was the best ending. Ironhead, open the way! Fong Ping shouted. In an instant, another door opened. Heavenly Hound, Dragon Transformation, leave. On the other side, Qin Fengqing said gloomily. Why don't you add me in? Celestial Emperor laughed. If you leave and he doesn't open 3 Dao, wouldn't it be a waste of effort? Qin Fengqing said lazily, whether he's stupid or not, I'm not that important. Even if the 3 of us leave, he won't let go no matter whether I leave or not. Why don't we just kill Fong Ping now? He never keeps his word. Fong Ping did not speak. Celestial Emperor did not speak either. It was as if he firmly believed that Fong Ping would open 3 Dao. Qin Fengqing was the last to leave. Qin Fengqing said lazily and did not say any more. He sighed. Once 3 Dao are opened, Celestial Emperor will kill me. I might not be able to leave. How pitiful. Why don't we not open it? Just open 2 Dao. 3 is not bad either. I'm so kind and selfless. Old Yao, don't open the way. Let me die. Yao Qingjun glared at him and did not reply. Qin Fengqing chuckled. Why are you glaring at me? When you open 3 Dao, that old man will definitely attack. I might not be able to leave. Celestial Emperor, don't you think so? Celestial Emperor chuckled. It's fine. I can wait for you to come out before attacking. He said it calmly and easily. I can wait for you to come out. Qin Fengqing was provoked and said unhappily, Are you looking down on me because you think I'm insignificant? On the other side, Ironhead was sweating profusely. He opened the way to let the 2 powerhouses leave. Upon hearing that, he scolded, I'm the main character now. Qin, you're stealing my limelight now. Do you want to be the main character? This is too much. It's rare to be the main character in this life. At this time, you, Qin Fengqing, actually want to steal the limelight. This is too much. Qin Fengqing shrugged and said helplessly, Who treats you as the main character? You're thinking too much. Ironhead was furious. At this moment, he seemed to have forgotten where he was. He scolded angrily. You bastard! How dare you speak to me like that? I've always suspected that you're a dog or a servant of the celestial Thearchus family. How dare you speak to me like that? Qin Fengqing's face was dark. I've long disliked you. I heard that the celestial arch has always disliked the heavenly hound. Tell me, are you a descendant of the heavenly hound? Woof! In the air, the heavenly hound, who was transporting the Tao fruits, looked at Qin Fengqing with a puzzled face. Descendant of this Tharch? This Thearch's descendant is like this? Qin Fengqing's face became darker. This is too much. Ironhead wanted to find fault. Celestial Emperor looked at them, playing around. He smiled and lamented, "It's good to be young." Young people were full of vigor. Unfortunately, he was also old. However, after today, he would solve all his problems, so he should not be old anymore. While the two were quarreling, the Heavenly Hound and Dragon Transformation had finished transporting the Tao fruits. Soon, they appeared beside Ironhead. At this moment, everyone looked at Yao Qingjun. The third and final Tao were about to appear. The Celestial Emperor saw everyone's solemn expression and said with a smile, "Don't panic. I've locked onto the positions of the three Tao. It's only a matter of time before I break the Tao. I'm not in a hurry." He really was not in a hurry. Once he found the positions of the three Tao, the rest were just minor details. Old Yao, clear the path. Boom! In the air, the third Tao appeared. The Celestial Emperor looked at the sky and smiled. All three Tao had appeared. Huh? The Celestial Emperor laughed loudly. He looked at the God Emperor and Do and said with a smile, "The two of you have been concealing the existence of the three Tao all these years. Today, I still found out." The God Emperor sighed softly. Soon he smiled and said, "If you find out, then you find out. Only when you find out is it. Dead has no value." That makes sense. The Celestial Emperor also smiled brightly. He did not watch Qin Fengqing leave with the Tao fruit. He took a light breath and looked down at the three realms, murmuring, 30,000 years ago, the path was opened. Today, it's time to seal the Tao. The immortal source should mature. As soon as he said that, the immortal source shone brightly. At this moment, the three realms' energy was shockingly rich. Countless martial artists broke through realms in an instant. No, it was not a breakthrough. It was not them who walked on the Tao. It was the Tao that pulled them forward. Powerful, strengthened. The origin of the Tao. 1,000 miles in a day. Rumble. People kept breaking through and advancing. Some rank 6 and rank 7 martial artists even stepped into the Tao directly. Their bodies were not strong enough. Their mentality was not strong enough. When the Tao stepped, the increase was too strong. Their strength went out of control. In this instant, countless people died. The Celestial Emperor did not care. He only cared about the strength of the Tao. Among 10 million people, 100,000 people successfully advanced to rank 9. This was success. There would always be people who would not die. After planning for so many years, how could it be easily broken by Fang Ping and the others? The Tao. If you don't walk, I'll force you to. Kill. In the catacombs, the MCMU army went crazy. One after another, powerhouses suddenly advanced. There were many catacombs martial artists. At this moment, countless people broke through to rank 9. The immortal source shone brightly. There were people constantly advancing. The immortal source was about to mature. Kill them all, Wu Quishan roared. His sword pierced through a true god realm expert, tearing his opponent into pieces. Above the immortal source, a blood vessel exploded. Blood rained down, but before it could land on the ground, it evaporated. Today, there would definitely be countless phenomena. No one had the heart to watch, no heart to feel sad. They were just seeking survival. The human race was like this, the catacombs was like this, Heavenly Emperor was like this, Fang Ping and the others were like this at this point. There was no longer a distinction between friend and foe. Killing, perhaps, was the best way to solve the problem. And at this moment, heaven and earth shook. In the source, there was a rumble of an explosion. Heavenly Emperor's laughter was heard. You can't stop it. The immortal source will definitely mature today. You guys can't stop it. The immortal source is mature. The source is sealed. Those who enter today, don't go out. Calm down. Fang Ping, who was usually talkative, did not reply at all. A long saber covered the three realms and slashed out. Kill. Kill Heavenly Emperor, and the immortal source's predicament will be solved. Bang. Chew continent. A few of the 8 breakthroughs broke through one after another. Some broke through 2 gates. Some broke through 3 gates. Everyone was overjoyed. They knew that Heavenly Emperor did this on purpose. He wanted them to become stronger, to kill Chu, to become an emperor, to help him complete the transformation of the immortal source faster. Even though they knew that this fruit was poisonous, they still had to eat it. The immortal source was about to mature. Even if they did not achieve Tao, it would be soon. Once it matured, it would be their time to die. At this moment, they could only achieve Tao. Seal trapped them, intimidate them. The monster emperor roared, transforming into a Koan prong. Its giant claws instantly attacked Sky Arm. Formation. King Qian roared. Beside him, many divine sect martial artists appeared. These people were very powerful. There were many sages. At this moment, between heaven and earth, a giant net appeared. 36 Sage Formation. In the past, the formation used by the 36 sages to deal with the 8 kings was now used by him to seal the Chua Heavenly King. Chua Heaven and Earth. On Chua's side, the Heavenly Kings roared. Their bodies turned into the earth, the sky, the clouds, the wind, and the rain. Blood rained down. No one cared about it anymore. Today, there was no end to the killing. The only way to stop the killing was to kill. All sorts of divine weapons and Chu divine weapons appeared. The powerhouses from all 4 sides were in a mess. Some wanted to achieve Tao. Some wanted to use up the powerhouse's source to delay the maturation of the immortal source. They wanted to buy time for them. Killing broke out instantly. It also reached a climax. White Tiger, a mournful roar was heard. With a loud bang, the sky exploded. A huge planet exploded, and the heavens fell and the earth cracked. A new monster, Heavenly King, was killed instantly and died on the spot. Bang! Another explosion. A Heavenly King who had transformed into the Chua Heaven and Earth was destroyed by King General, the Chu. Heavenly King who had transformed into the Chua Heaven and Earth died instantly. Blood rained down. At this moment, the 3 realms were bathed in blood. Killing. Angry roars. Even inside the catacombs, the Chua Heavenly Kings were killing each other. They killed the 9th grade powerhouses and the top powerhouses. They killed them to delay the maturation of the immortal source. At this moment, the hatred in their hearts was exploding. If you don't die, the immortal source will mature immediately. We will all die. Even if killing you can only delay it for a while, we will still kill you. Killing was happening everywhere. The continent formed by the fusion of Earth. At this moment, it was extremely quiet. Blood rained down continuously. In all directions, the heavens fell and the earth cracked. However, this continent was extremely quiet. The weak were praying for blessings while the powerhouses were either protecting the 4 directions or fighting in the 4 directions. This is the Golden Age. Even if it's the last moment, let us enjoy the glory of the Golden Age. At this moment, a powerhouse shouted and laughed loudly. Everyone, today we welcome the Golden Age. Chapter 1478. A flourishing age under blood. A flourishing age where countless human powerhouses fought and bathed in blood. Looking at the godlike shadows in the void, countless people wept bitterly. The powerhouses were fighting, and the weak were enjoying peace. Blood peace. The martial king said, "It was better to perish than to be slaves." If there were some who did not understand before, at this moment, some people understood after seeing the chaos in other continents. This was the human race. The human race did not want to be slaves. As for the catacombs, it was obvious that they wanted to be slaves. They were also struggling to survive, but they did not have the protection of powerhouses like the neo-martial artists. They did not have the unity of the neo-martial artist spirit. At this moment, the entire catacombs was in chaos. Fighting broke out. Blood flowed like a river. Those above rank 9 were fighting. Those below rank 9 were also fighting. The more they killed, the stronger they became. The more they killed, the fewer powerhouses there were, and the later the immortal source matured. This way, he would be able to live for a period of time. Only the human race was still resisting the enemy, not in chaos. The huge Earth continent was filled with the sounds of fighting and screams. Only the human continent was still prosperous. In the pouring rain of blood, everyone was looking at the godlike shadows, praying for them. They hoped that the human race could prosper forever. They hoped that the human powerhouses could defeat the enemy and live forever. However, how could there not be deaths when the war started? Even if the catacombs, beginner martial artists, and demon top-notch powerhouses were not as many as the human race, there were still many middle-level and low-level powerhouses. At this moment, in the void, suddenly, a godlike shadow collapsed. Fallen, the shadows of the human powerhouses were now guarding the human race, guarding the human continent. At this moment, in the southwest corner, a shadow collapsed. Those who could display the godlike shadow were at least desperate realms. And now fallen, killed on the spot by a demon powerhouse. Southwest corner. In an army, a young man's eyes were about to pop, wailing loudly. Father, Bai-in. In the past, Nanjiang Martial Arts University's student who participated in the first Martial Arts University Championship was a peak rank, one like Fong Ping. His father was a high-ranking member of the Nanjiang military. Today, the southwest border was guarded by 3 provinces' powerhouses. Bai Yin's father was one of them, a desperate realm powerhouse. His mission was to stop all wandering powerhouses from entering Earth. And now, Bai Yin's father had died in battle. Father! Bai Yin's eyes felt like they were going to split apart. He roared out explosively, and the great Tao condensed in the sky as he verified the peak of the Tao. Kill! Bai Yin instantly charged towards the front lines. Protect Earth! Their mission was to protect Earth and prevent it from being disturbed by other parties. They wanted to enjoy the last period of prosperity and peace. His father had died in battle, and a hole had appeared in the defensive line. Some powerful demons were about to enter Earth. These demons had already gone crazy. The entire Catacombs continent, the Chu continent, and even the embittered sea were fighting and killing. Only Earth was safer and more peaceful. These humans and demons all wanted to enter Earth. Whether it was to create a massacre or to avoid the chaos of war, Earth was the only place where they could take a breather. There were also some people who wanted to carry out their final madness. The humans had been massacring the various continents, so they also wanted to take revenge on the human race. At this moment, a large number of powerhouses began to charge toward Earth. Boom! The battle resumed. On the front lines, experts fought against the heavens and the earth with their flesh and blood. Blood flowed like rivers and corpses were strewn everywhere. Charge! Kill my way into the human world. The human race wants to slaughter the 3 realms. If we kill our way into the human world, the human race powerhouses won't dare to kill wantonly. This is the only way to survive. Kill our way in and hide in the human world. The human race powerhouses won't dare to act recklessly, some people roared. Some demons transformed into their true forms, covering the sky. Only by killing their way into the human world and making the human race powerhouses hesitate would they have a chance to survive. Otherwise, they would soon be killed by the human race powerhouses. The massacre began. There was endless killing at the border. In the north, Han Su was fighting one against 3 Emperor Realm powerhouses. Han Su, who had just entered the Emperor Realm not long ago, was now covered in wounds. Boom! A crab-like demon's pincer exploded the void. Han Su quickly retreated, but his calf was still cut off by the pincer. Blood gushed out. Han Su's face was covered in blood. His face, hidden under his ferocious expression, was extremely pale. He couldn't hold on anymore. He couldn't fight 3 emperors alone. A large number of human powerhouses were killing the Catacombs powerhouses. Some of them went to the Chua continent to support the beginner powerhouses. At this moment, the human race's defense line was shaky. He couldn't retreat. Kill! The spear was like a dragon, mixed with specks of blood. With one thrust, the 3 emperors had countless more wounds. Kill him! This person is the human CCMEU's #1 powerhouse. If we kill him, CCMEU's defense line will definitely collapse. The three emperors seem to know Han Su. This genius martial artist who was the same age as Fong Ping was not a nobody. If Han Su was killed, CCMU's defense line would have one less top powerhouse. Die! Han Su waved his spear and roared again and again. His aura was like a dragon, but he still couldn't stop himself from getting injured. His injuries were getting more and more serious. He was about to be killed by one of the demon powerhouses on the spot. At this moment, an axe broke through the air. Boom! This axe directly broke the demon's giant claw. Han Su, your sister is here. Someone laughed loudly. In the distance, the petite Ling Yi stepped on the air and called back her giant axe. Her body was also covered in blood and wounds. Just a few minutes ago, this female martial artist who was competing with Fong Ping for first place in rank 3 had just killed an emperor powerhouse. Now, she came to the rescue. I am the CCMU's #1 powerhouse. When did it become Han Su's turn? Ling Yi hooted. She held the giant axe in her hand. The giant axe was bigger than her. Holding the axe, she attacked quickly. She said angrily, "Have I, Ling Yi, been forgotten? CCMU's #1 powerhouse? I am." At the back, Han Su, who was panting, watched Ling Yi fight 3 powerhouses alone, killing the other party and forcing them to retreat. He could not help but laugh. "Senior, isn't CCMU's #1 powerhouse Senior Li?" "Bah!" Ling Yi scolded. "He's a traitor. He betrayed CCMU long ago and went to MCMAU. That's a guy from MCMAU. I'm the CCMU's #1 powerhouse." Han Su panted and recovered his vitality. He chuckled. "Be careful that Senior Li comes after you." "I'm afraid of him?" Ling Yi's axe cracked the giant crab's shell. She said arrogantly, "If he can come back alive, then he'll come after me." Come back alive? Could she do it? She did not know. And could she wait until Senior Li came back to find trouble with her? Ling Yi's heart was bitter. She did not know. She hoped that day would come. The catacombs powerhouses had gone crazy. The demons had gone crazy. The powerhouses of Chu mainland had gone crazy. At this moment, battles were erupting in all directions. Many people were attacking Earth's defense line. Some people were fighting to survive, some people were seeking revenge, and some people were fighting to reduce the number of powerhouses. Han Su recovered for a moment. He quickly joined the battle. The two of them were fighting 3 venerable emperors. Gradually, they gained the upper hand. At this moment, someone roared in anger in the distance. Boom! The sound of self-destruction was heard. Han Su did not turn around. He did not even look. His eyes were glistening with tears. A CCMU's top powerhouse had self-destructed. Zhang Jingguang, the student who also represented CCMEU and participated in the first martial arts university championship, had self-destructed at that moment. There were too many powerhouses. There were more than 10 true gods attacking the defense line. Radiant, someone roared in anger. He was grief-stricken. His iron fist punched out. With a boom, a true god powerhouse exploded. Fong Wenxiang, the descendant of Donghu Fong family, a member of CCMU's first martial arts university championship. He was a genius martial artist second only to Han Su. His grandfather was a veteran grandmaster and a good friend of Lu Fengru. However, because her daughter died in the catacombs, Lu Fengru did not have a good relationship with him. During the first championship, she even specially ordered Fong Ping that if he did not defeat Fong Wenxiang of the Donghu Fong family, he would deal with Fong Ping when he returned. At this moment, Fong Wenxiang's iron fist shook the sky. He killed a true god powerhouse with one punch. But soon, 3 true god powerhouses surrounded him. Wenxiang, be careful. Someone rushed to the front line again and began to stabilize the defense line. They could not participate in the peak battle. They could not even go to other continents to fight. However, it was their responsibility to protect Earth's defense line. The military department had ordered that as long as one person survived, powerhouses from other continents were not allowed to enter Earth. Defend against the enemy. For hundreds of years, humans had always adhered to this policy and principle. Killing only happened outside of Earth. As long as the powerhouses were not destroyed, there would be prosperity. Kill! Kill! Hansu and the others roared one after another. Rumble! Behind them, countless energy cannons began to bombard the catacombs, bombarding the martial artists who were all over the mountains and plains. Flesh and blood flew everywhere, and corpses were everywhere. The three realms were in complete chaos. Rumble! Sounds of self-destruction rang out. Some were from humans, and some were from other continents. At this juncture, on the brink of destruction, who would not fight with their lives? The sounds of self-destruction were endless. Blood sabers constantly condensed. The blood saber art, which perished together with humans, appeared frequently today. Human powerhouses fell one after another in the rumbling sound. Godlike phantoms became fewer and fewer. However, the defense line on all four sides was still impregnable. No matter how many powerhouses attacked, the rear was still prosperous and peaceful. They had done it to protect the human race. In the 100 years of new martial arts, what was strong was not martial arts, but the heart of martial arts, the heart of protection. This was passed down by the older powerhouses. At the beginning of martial arts, the martial arts universities and the military department all demanded that the enemy be defended against the enemy outside. Killing outside of Earth. Death was today's theme. However, the number of powerhouses who died was still not as many as the number of powerhouses who were born. The Great Path today drove everyone forward. Even if 1 in 1,000 people stepped into the origin, among these tens of billions of people, there would be countless people who could step into rank 9. The immortal source was getting hotter and hotter, brighter and brighter. The immortal source was also maturing faster and faster. In the source, Celestial Emperor was smiling. Opposite, Fong Ping's expression was solemn. Celestial Emperor was very strong. Even if Fong Ping's combat strength had skyrocketed, at this moment, when fighting with Celestial Emperor, he was still retreating. Very strong. Celestial Emperor praised. He was praising Fong Ping. In this 3 realms, you, Sun God, and I have all broken through that limit. You are very strong. Even John, who had not achieved Tao in the past, could not reach this level. You are already stronger than John in the past. It's a pity, Celestial Emperor said regretfully. It's a pity that you have just entered this realm. Your strength has skyrocketed, and your second source is also not stable. How can you be a match for me? I stepped into this realm 30,000 years ago. If you and I fought 30,000 years ago, you could still be a match for me. But today, you can't. Yes, Fong Ping had already stepped into the realm of him and Sun God. However, vitality had been reached, but it did not mean that everything had been reached. Compared to him and Sun God, Fong Ping was still a little lacking. Even with the help of Heavenly King subduing and Martial King at their realm, the two of them might be able to fight against Dong Wang and the others, but against him, the difference was too big. If I can't, how long can you last? Fong Ping sneered, his figure like light, holding a saber and attacking. His voice was heard. Godfather, old Zhang, go and break the immortal source. Let's see what he can do. 2 figures, like light and shadow, left in an instant, attacking the immortal source. At this moment, Dong Wang appeared. Dong Wang blocked the 2 of them. Heavenly King Subduing's face turned green. Oh, you want to help the evildoer? Dong Wang sighed and said, No, I just don't want the 2 of you to make a big mistake. Celestial Emperor has long been guarding against you destroying the immortal source. Now, the energy of the 3 realms is almost all absorbed by the immortal source to cultivate a large number of martial artists. If the immortal source is broken, it is no longer the source that Celestial Emperor controls, including the 3 realms continent. Once the immortal source is broken, the 3 realms continent will lose its energy support, collapse, and be swallowed by the sea of bitterness. Dong Wang showed a helpless look, sighed and said, The immortal source cannot be broken. At this moment, we can only stop Celestial Emperor from absorbing the immortal source. Stop the immortal source from maturing. On the other side, Celestial Emperor laughed lightly. The clouds were light, and the wind was gentle. His defense was airtight. He let Fang Ping attack, smiled, and said, "It is not only you who want to break the immortal source, Cheongdo. Don't they want to? They want it too. Unfortunately, if I don't die, if I don't lose control of the immortal source, how can you break the immortal source?" The immortal source was very important to him, very important to the source. How could he not make preparations at all? It was fine to break a few people's Tao, but if it was broken too much, when the immortal source collapsed, the energy of the three realms would all collapse. The three realms continent would collapse, completely swallowed by the sea of bitterness. "You break, then kill him." King Wu roared, turned, and continued to attack Celestial Emperor. Since Celestial Emperor had already done something to the immortal source, if he wanted to break the immortal source, it would mean that the three realms and the immortal source would perish together. King Zhen Wang roared, "Blacksmith, you go. See how the immortal source breaks. Hurry up." The god creation envoy did not delay and quickly flew towards the immortal source. "Spirit, kill the creation." Celestial Emperor snorted. The god creation envoy, the creator of the immortal source, this fellow might really find a way to break it. The Spirit Emperor did not say a word and quickly rushed towards the god creation envoy. On the other side, Xu Xiang and the others did not hold back and rushed towards the Spirit Emperor. At this juncture, he was either a friend or an enemy. If the Heavenly Cat Dog and the others did not make a move, they would not be able to stop the others from making a move. These people all rushed towards the Spirit Emperor. As for the Spirit Emperor, at this moment, her battle prowess was also unparalleled, and there were even signs of her breaking through 100 million. With a cold face, the few experts that she killed kept retreating, and the God Creation Envoy was her main target. The God Creation Envoy's battle prowess was not considered strong, and was killed by the Spirit Emperor's sword until her flesh and blood flew everywhere. Meow! Woof woof! At this moment, a cat and a dog broke through the air. Big Fatty! The cat rubbed its teary eyes, no longer as lazy as usual, and cried out sorrowfully, "Big Fatty, what are you doing?" "Spirit Emperor, do you really have to hook up with the Heavenly Emperor?" The Heavenly Hound also roared, 20,000 years ago, you protected the stupid cat. Although this Emperor does not like you, this Emperor still remembers your kindness of protecting us. Today, that old fellow wants to kill us, and you still want to be in cahoots with him. Kill the stupid cat? Kill this Emperor? The Spirit Emperor's expression was indifferent as he said coldly, "Protecting you. It's only the order of the Heavenly Emperor. There's no need to be grateful, because there's no kindness in the first place." Woof! The Heavenly Hound was enraged. Its eyes flashed with a fierce light as it opened its mouth to devour the heavens and earth, biting towards the Spirit Emperor. "Stupid cat, there's no need to show mercy. Kill her!" The Heavenly Hound roared. Different paths do not work together. Since the Spirit Emperor insisted on helping the evildoer, then kill her. Boom! The great battle began. Many experts rushed toward Ling Huang to kill him. Not far away, the Eastern Emperor frowned slightly. Although the Spirit Emperor was not weak, there were too many people surrounding her. If this continued, the Spirit Emperor would definitely die. Heavenly Emperor. The Eastern Emperor glanced at the Heavenly Emperor with a faint anger on his face. The Heavenly Emperor was indifferent and did not care about him. He knew that the Eastern Emperor and the Spirit Emperor were close. This was also an overt plot. Would he save her or not? If he did not save her, the Spirit Emperor would definitely die. Humph! The Eastern Emperor snorted coldly, his eyes revealing a faint blood-red glow, no longer as calm as usual. The blood-red glow flashed and disappeared. In the next moment, he blocked in front of several experts. He did not say anything, nor did he explain anything. He wanted to protect the Spirit Emperor. The Eastern Emperor was a top powerhouse who was not weaker than the Earthly Emperor. At this moment, when he joined the battle, he instantly suppressed the others. On the other side, the Heavenly King Jin and the Martial King originally wanted to help Fang Ping. But at this moment, they had no choice but to grit their teeth and attack the Eastern Emperor. At this moment, there was no time for them to hesitate. Whether or not the Eastern Emperor would kill them, they would not let the Eastern Emperor have this chance. Boom! The battle became more and more intense, and the battle between Fong Ping and the Heavenly Emperor had also affected the entire source. Fong Ping destroyed layers of heaven and earth. The Heavenly Emperor was still focused on defense. After blocking Fong Ping's attacks again and again, he still had a smile on his face as he said slowly, "Fong Ping, you want to kill me? Do you think you can do it?" Fong Ping was very strong. He did not deny this. But killing him was really not enough. If he couldn't kill him, after the celestial source matured, no matter how strong Fong Ping was, he would be trapped in the source until he died. In the three realms, there was only one person who could help Fong Ping, the Sun God. But the Sun God was still entangled with the seed. Without the Sun God's help, how could Fong Ping kill him? Boom! The battle in the source was getting more and more intense. In the three realms, the killing was getting more and more frenzied. Die! An angry roar shook the heaven and earth. Between the heaven and earth, a huge figure appeared. Heavenly arms were like dragons, and he grabbed King Jin. Die! Heavenly Arm roared, and a rumbling sound was heard. King Jin's body was crushed, and the Tao appeared. At this moment, the illusory mentality erupted, and the mentality directly turned into a shadow, killing into the Tao. Break! The two top powerhouses roared. King Jin's shadow appeared, and with a ferocious expression, he laughed. The three realms should have been destroyed a long time ago. Even if I die, I won't have an easy time. Someone was watching him die. The monster, the Arch, and the others had the ability to save him, but they refused to do so. He hated the three realms to the core. Don't think about it. Rumble. With a loud bang, a giant star that looked like the sun exploded in the sky. King Jin self-destructed. Heavenly arms were broken, and the illusory mentality exploded. The others were affected. King Jin had just broken through two gates. At this moment, when he self-destructed, the weaker heavenly kings nearby were blown into pieces. The moment the giant star exploded, a strong force surged into Heavenly Arm's body. Heavenly Arm's expression changed slightly, and in the next moment his blood boiled, and his strength increased by another 30%. Powerful! This was what the Celestial Arch said. There were benefits in killing the source, and there were also benefits in killing the beginner martial artists. It was to provoke both sides to fight to the death. At the same time, another explosion sounded. Heavenly Arm turned his head and roared, "Saint Martial, Fire God's disciple, the Heavenly King who fought with Fong Ping and the others in the past." Now he was directly blown up by the monster the Arch. Before his life force could dissipate, he was swallowed by the monster the Arch. He died without a burial. Death. Death. It could be seen everywhere on the battlefield. On the other side, the god of the underworld was fighting against Fong, King Qian, Sherpa, and Huan alone. Huan and Heavenly Arm surrounded King Jin and didn't dare to slow down. They rushed over. Just as Heavenly Arm left and Huan moved, a huge cauldron fell from the sky. With a loud bang, Huan's body exploded. Huan was only strong in terms of mentality. His body wasn't strong. In the void, the Palm Seal envoy walked out slowly. After Li Zhu died, the Palm Seal envoy didn't show himself. At this moment, he suddenly attacked with the Thousand World Cauldron, catching Huan off guard. Even though everyone was wary of him in the beginning, now that the battle had reached this point, no one was interested in caring about him anymore. The Palm Seal envoy walked out of the void. He was one of the three envoys in the past. Now he was extremely powerful. The Thousand World Cauldron was a divine weapon that could suppress everything. "Brother Huan, don't blame me," the Palm Seal envoy chuckled. Flames rose from the Thousand World Cauldron and quickly refined Huan's mentality. Huan kept roaring, but he couldn't break free from the Thousand World Cauldron. This cauldron was refined by the earthly sovereign. "It's to repay me for teaching Li Zhu," the Palm Seal envoy said calmly. The earthly sovereign was a person who paid attention to detail. That was why he helped him refine the Thousand World Cauldron. It couldn't deal with emperors, but it was an invincible divine weapon against experts like Juan. Boom! Heavenly Arm turned around and punched the Palm Seal Envoy. The Palm Seal Envoy was sent flying. The Palm Seal Envoy coughed up blood, but he smiled brightly. Heavenly Arm, you and Dark are destined to die. No matter how hard you struggle, you will die. Then, the Palm Seal Envoy's aura became stronger and stronger. You are the people the seeds want. The Palm Seal Envoy murmured, the three realms are the seeds. How can you escape? You and Dark are the few beginners in the three realms, so you must die. The Heavenly Emperor wanted to kill them, the seeds wanted to kill them, the Palm Seal Envoy and the others wanted to kill them. The Palm Seal Envoy was getting stronger and stronger. It wasn't because he absorbed Juan, but because he absorbed the seed's power. Boom! 3 gates were broken. The Palm Seal Envoy broke 3 gates. On the other side, the Underworld God was furious. You joined the seeds. Bastard. They're the ones who created the 3 realms. You are worse than a dog. In their eyes, you can be abandoned at any time, the Palm Seal Envoy said calmly. That's better than dying now. Dark, look, is there any hope for the 3 realms? There's no hope. Only by killing all of you will I be able to please them and become the next human emperor. Only then will I have a chance to live and become the representative of the seeds. He couldn't care less. If he didn't succeed today, only death awaited him. He could only kill. Boom! After breaking 3 gates, the Palm Seal Envoy became even stronger. He punched the Heavenly Arm away and looked at the trapped Juan. He smiled. Brother Juan, I'll borrow your strength to help me achieve my Tao. Juan's spiritual body was surrounded by flames and trapped in the Thousand Worlds cauldron. Seeing the Palm Seal Envoy punch the Heavenly Arm away, he sighed and looked up at the sky. Soon he smiled. My old friends are gone. I'm not afraid of death. I'm just afraid of hopelessness. You want to achieve your Tao, and you want to survive. I don't blame you, but can you really succeed? Juan shook his head and smiled. Impossible. Palm Seal, I'll go first. I'll wait for you. Boom! Powerful mental energy exploded in the Thousand Worlds cauldron. The Thousand Worlds cauldron was full of holes. The Palm Seal Envoy coughed up blood, but he was overjoyed. That powerful force had helped him break his Tao. And at this moment, powerful auras appeared one after another. Kill. Nether King, War King, the Palm Seal Envoy seemed to know that they were lying in ambush. With a cold snort, he took the Thousand Worlds cauldron and turned to escape. He didn't want to fight with them. He wanted to kill Juan. This powerful force was helping him forge his Tao. He would wait until he confirmed his Tao. Heaven Lock! A loud roar rang out, and divine artifacts appeared one after another, sealing off the entire space. Heaven Trapping Bell, Sky Gong, Flying Carpet, Fishing Net, divine artifacts sealed the area. The Nether King and the others appeared. Li Jun's face was cold. Kill. No one can prove their Tao today. Nether God, Heavenly Arm, join forces and kill them. Sherpa, Luan, you want to prove your Tao? But you will die. There was no mercy. Prove your Tao and die. Rumble. The experts quickly attacked the Palm Seal Envoy. The Palm Seal Envoy's face turned green, and he quickly fought with them. At this moment, a sword stabbed down from above. This sword directly pierced through the Palm Seal Envoy. The Palm Seal Envoy also struck out with his palm. King Huai coughed up blood and crashed into the divine artifact barrier. But he smiled and said, Thank you, Palm Seal Envoy, for bestowing your Tao. As soon as he finished speaking, he once again strengthened his Tao and attacked again. The battle became more and more intense. One by one, the Heavenly King powerhouses began to fall. Dozens of beginner Heavenly Kings, more than 10 catacombs and demons, and dozens of human Heavenly Kings were all fighting in this circle sealed by the divine artifacts. They were entangled, and people kept falling. Above the immortal source, blood vessels burst. The immortal source that was originally shining brightly gradually calmed down, and soon it shone brightly again. Because in the 3 realms, There were still martial artists constantly stepping onto the Tao of origin, and the number was increasing, an inexhaustible number of experts. The catacombs continent. Wu Quishan and the others were panting, looking up at the sky, somewhat helpless, somewhat in pain. Endless. Really endless. How many powerhouses had they killed? Hundreds? Thousands? Tens of thousands? But there were still powerhouses born constantly, and they were also becoming stronger and strengthening the immortal source. If this continued, the immortal source would mature sooner or later. This kind of killing could not stop the immortal source from maturing. Is there no other way? He felt the battle in the source, saw Fong Ping's God-fiend phantom fighting continuously, but Celestial Emperor was still as stable as Mount Tai, not taken down by Fong Ping. In a while, the immortal source would mature, and everything would be too late. Is there really no other way? Wu Quishan looked at the endless martial artists around him, feeling even more sorrowful. The immortal source could not be destroyed, and it was constantly maturing. Killing could not stop the immortal source from maturing, and the human powerhouses were also constantly breaking through. If this went on, even if all the catacombs and beginner martial powerhouses were killed, the human powerhouses might still be able to mature the immortal source. Could it be that in order to stop the immortal source from maturing, even the human race had to kill the human race powerhouses? Chapter 1479. Inside the source ground, the battle was getting more and more intense. Wang, Tai Tu, and Yao did not make a move. They could not interfere in a battle like this, unless they wanted to kill Spirit Emperor. Even so, they were still weaker. On the side, Qin Fengqing was enjoying the show. He did not seem to be nervous at all. Tai Tu could not stand this guy. What are you looking at? You? Qin Fengqing did not want to be outdone. Aren't you watching as well? Why are you yelling at me? Tai Tu was fuming. There was nothing he could do. Qin Fengqing was not afraid of him at all. Wang, what do we do now? Just stay here and watch. Tai Tu was frustrated. They could not interfere. The source ground was sealed. They could not go down even if they wanted to. All they could do was watch. Wang said nothing. He was still activating the Great Path. Above his head was the passageway. But at the end of the Great Path was his Sanjiao Gate. He could not go out through his Great Path. The moment they came in, the Great Path was sealed. This was what Heaven Emperor wanted to see. If the three did not go into the source ground, Heaven Emperor would not lift the seal. Wang looked at the Great Path in the sky and said nothing. Over there, a few powerhouses besieged East Emperor and Spirit Emperor, but they did not gain the upper hand. Further away, Fong Ping and Celestial Emperor were fighting. Although Celestial Emperor kept retreating, anyone with a discerning eye could see that Fong Ping did not have the upper hand. Heaven Emperor was just waiting for the celestial source to mature. Wang suddenly looked at Emperor of Heaven Reverse and Emperor God and said, "Are you going to keep watching? At this rate, when the celestial source matures, everyone will die. Do you think you can defeat Heaven Emperor?" Emperor God put his hands behind his back, watching the fight between Heaven Emperor and Fong Ping. "What can we do? Do you think the two of us can defeat Heaven Emperor? This is his home ground. Here, our Great Path is trapped by him. We can only use less than 30% of our strength." Emperor Celestial Reverse also sighed. "We can only protect ourselves. Not attacking Fong Ping is already our limit. If we attack, both of us will die before the source collapses." With that said, Emperor of Heaven Reverse turned to Wang Jinyang and sighed. Heaven Emperor is not so easy to deal with. 8,000 years ago, in order not to be killed by Heaven Emperor, I had to go to the origin and prove my origin. Otherwise, I could have created another path, the path of energy, to create some trouble for Heaven Emperor. 8,000 years ago, he attained the Tao for many reasons. Part of it was his own scheme, but part of it was also because he was forced to do it. He was not as powerful as the Yang Spirit. He might be able to open the extreme path again, but at that time, the Sky Emperor obviously would not let anyone open the extreme path again. If he did not prove his way, the Sky Emperor would definitely attack him. Proving his Tao would instead make the Celestial Emperor hesitate to act. But now, whether he succeeded or failed, he also proved his Tao. He, who was trapped in the origin, had many restrictions, especially when facing the Sky Emperor. Of course, the Sky Emperor would not kill them rashly. The two of them were too strong, and their roots were very deep. Killing them could easily cause the origin land to collapse. Qin Fengqing said lazily, "You two, you have lived for so long. Why don't you blow yourself up? If you do, I think half of the origin land will collapse. Even if the Celestial Emperor absorbs the celestial origin, I don't think he will be able to fill the hole." Qin Fengqing egged him on. "Blow yourself up. Kill him. Do it if you are a real man." This guy grinned cheekily. "Why are you so calculative? Real men don't say no. If you blow up half of the origin land, the Celestial Emperor will be weakened. You two have lived for 40,000 years. What are you afraid of?" Qin Fengqing said happily, "If I were you, I would blow myself up. Even if I can't kill him, I will scare this son of a bitch to death. He is such a bully. You have been trapped for 30,000 years. Life is so boring." Emperor of Heaven reverse grinned and ignored him. Emperor God glanced at him without saying anything. Seeing this, Qin Fengqing dug his nose and laughed. "Am I wrong? Also, even if you can't kill the Celestial Emperor, at least kill East Emperor and Spirit Emperor. They're dogs." As he spoke, Qin Fengqing shook his head and yawned. "Damn, I thought the seed was dead. He just gave me an order to kill you. I have only reached Taoist realm for a few days. Isn't this asking me to die?" Then he turned to Tai Tu and the others. "Tai Tu, come and kill him. The seed wants me to help the Celestial Emperor, but I can't find anyone to kill. You come and kill him. He won't die so easily." Li Hansong was livid. "Really? If you don't kill him, the seed is going to come after me. My energy is controlled by the seed. Come." "Bastard." Tai Tu punched. With a boom, Qin Fengqing was knocked away. Tai Tu chuckled. "So weak. Never mind. I choose you." As they spoke, they began to fight. Wang Jinyang looked at Qin Fengqing and frowned. "This guy, the celestial origin cannot be broken, and there is no way to break it. The Celestial Emperor cannot be killed." Lao Wang was also troubled. If this continued, it would be too late when the celestial origin matured. What should he do? He was at his wit's end. Looking at the path in the sky again, Lao Wang pondered for a moment and suddenly looked at Old Yao. Old Yao also looked at him and frowned. He sent a voice transmission. "Is it possible? Let's try." The three extreme Daos should be able to merge. Lao Wang hesitated. "I wonder how strong we will be after merging." Then he said, "After merging, the three Daos will circle around, and maybe we can penetrate the celestial origin again. We will circle around the celestial origin and seize control of it. Are you confident?" "No." Lao Wang shook his head and sent a voice transmission. "It's just a possibility. Zhang hasn't tried it before. He just has this thought. After the three Daos merge, we should be able to penetrate the celestial origin. As for whether we can seize control of the celestial origin, even Zhang wasn't confident. Otherwise, he would have done it himself." Yao Qingjun glanced at Tai Tu and sent a voice transmission. It was mentioned in the Celestial Destruction Emperor's Inheritance. "I just don't know how strong we will be after merging." Lao Wang sent a voice transmission. "It won't be too weak. They still have one attack left in the divine weapon. My war god bow, your god vanquishing spear, and Tai Tu's emperor armor all inherited great power. If the three Daos merge, we should be able to release it. But," Lao Wang hesitated and said, "I think we still can't defeat the Celestial Emperor. My idea is not to attack the Celestial Emperor, but to destroy the celestial origin and make it go out of control." "You're thinking, yes." Lao Wang's eyes were bright. The three Daos merge. Instead of penetrating the celestial origin, the Sanjiao Gate will penetrate each other, penetrate the celestial origin, and absorb power. Then, it will penetrate Fong Ping's celestial origin and transfer the power here to Fong Ping's celestial origin. His celestial origin has no source of power. If he fights for a long time, his power will definitely decline. What do you think, Old Yao?" "Sure." Yao Qingjun smiled. We can fight against the Celestial Emperor. This is also one of the few things we can help him with. Tai Tu. Old Yao shouted, come back. Ignore that guy. Tai Tu snorted. He sent Qin Fengqing flying with a punch and quickly retreated. Seeing this, Qin Fengqing felt a little helpless. Ignore me? Forget it. Ignore me. I can't be bothered with you guys either. Cat. Fight to the death. Qin Fengqing let out a loud roar and charged towards the gray cat. The cat was already unhappy. At this moment, when it saw him charging toward it, it was just holding back its anger. With a meow, it scratched his face. Qin Fengqing looked gloomy. This stupid cat was not good at fighting others. But why was it so good at fighting him? Cat, don't hit too hard. Don't hit people in the face. How about we fight slowly? Qin Fengqing turned around and ran, roaring, don't scratch too hard. Don't go overboard. I was just doing it for fun. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. When you fight, don't go overboard. We'll meet again in the future. Meow. The cat's cry was fierce. I just want to hit you. I'm very unhappy now. I'll beat you to death. Bang, bang, bang. The war started again. On the other side, King Wu and the others were fighting with Dong Wang and Spirit Emperor. The more they fought, the more dangerous it became. Old Zhang looked at the scorching, immortal source below. He seemed to feel the pressure from the immortal source. His expression changed. If this went on, it would really ripen. What to do? The immortal source could not be destroyed. It could only be delayed to give Fang Ping time and opportunity. Did he really have to do this? Dong Wang, Spirit Emperor, do you have to be enemies with us? Old Zhang made a last effort. He gritted his teeth and said, if Celestial Emperor really devours the immortal source, do you think you can survive? Both of them said nothing. Old Zhang gritted his teeth. What were these two people thinking? Even if Celestial Emperor succeeded, did they have a chance to survive? If Celestial Emperor and Emperor God did not participate in the war, they still had a chance to take advantage. Did they really have this chance? At this moment, over there, Fang Ping's expression kept changing. He could not win. If this went on, it would not work. His source was a little shaken. If this went on and he could not defeat Celestial Emperor, he would collapse. He glanced at Celestial Emperor and Emperor God. He hesitated for a moment. In the next moment, he gritted his teeth and dashed toward them. Boom! As the saber slashed down, the Emperor God also drew his sword in an instant. Then he retreated dozens of steps. Looking at Fang Ping, he frowned slightly and said mildly, Fang Ping, I'm fighting with you. I don't want to be your enemy. If you attack us now, that's not a good idea. To be honest, Celestial Emperor and Emperor God were surprised that Fang Ping was provoking them. This was not a good idea. The two of them were not weak even if they worked together. They did not want to attack Fang Ping now. But if Fang Ping wanted to kill them, they would not agree either. They had to fight Fang Ping. Fang Ping could not even defeat one Celestial Emperor. Did he want to fight three at the same time? The Celestial Emperor was a little surprised, but he did not stop Fang Ping. He followed behind Fang Ping and chuckled. Fang Ping, give up. The immortal source is about to mature. You can't stop it. Qiong Hedu will not let you kill them, and he will not seek his own death. Otherwise, he would have self-detonated years ago. He believed that Celestial Emperor and Emperor God would not sacrifice themselves to help Fang Ping. They had a plan. Of course, it did not matter what plan they had. What mattered was that the plan would not work. Maybe the two of them thought it would work, but Celestial Emperor was confident that it would not. Fang Ping did not care. He attacked the two madly. It would be best if Celestial Emperor did not interfere. Rumble! Loud noises were heard. Fang Ping was more powerful than the two. The two of them were smashed away and bleeding. Emperor of Heaven Reverse and Emperor of God were frowning as well. Emperor God shouted, Fang Ping, do you want to court death? Killing them could injure Celestial Emperor. But what about Fang Ping himself? By then, it would be even easier for Celestial Emperor to kill Fang Ping. Fang Ping ignored them and continued to attack the two. With a slash, Fang Ping cut off Emperor God's arm. Then, he turned around and punched Celestial Emperor God. Celestial Emperor frowned. He was still puzzled by Fong Ping's choice. Was it meaningful? Even if he killed the two of them, even if his ground of origin was damaged, how long could Fong Ping last? At this moment, he thought Fong Ping would fight to the death with him. However, Fong Ping suddenly went to kill the two of them. He did not know what Fong Ping was thinking. If so, he would wait and see. Celestial Emperor God and Emperor God were not so easy to kill. If they were so easy to kill, he would have killed them a long time ago. Chaos Quell. Armageddon. Fong Ping slashed again and again. He was extremely ferocious, cutting down layers of heaven and earth. Celestial Emperor followed behind, repairing the heaven and earth. At this moment, he did not want to interfere. Interesting. What was Fong Ping doing? Fong Ping. Celestial Emperor God bellowed. Slash marks appeared on his body. He said angrily, "Do you have to be our enemy?" The two of them were frustrated. What was Fong Ping doing? It was meaningless. Fong Ping said nothing and continued to attack the two. Another slash. The Emperor God's body was smashed. Celestial Emperor God punched, and Fong Ping punched back. With a boom, the fist was broken. Celestial Emperor God's fist was broken. Go to hell. Fong Ping clenched his teeth and bellowed. He punched again and slashed at the Emperor God, who came to help. The sky was falling and the earth was cracking. The two of them joined hands, but they could not defeat Fong Ping. Fong Ping's origin was shaking more and more. It was becoming unstable. You, Celestial Emperor God, was enraged. He punched at Fong Ping and kept stepping back, not giving Fong Ping a chance to get close. The Emperor God was also retreating as he fought. He said angrily, "Fong Ping, stop. Do you want Celestial Emperor to see us die together? If I can't kill him, I'll kill you. I'll take you bastards with me before I die." Fong Ping was like a lunatic. His eyes were blood red. The moment he said that, the two of them felt depressed. Fong Ping admitted that he could not kill Celestial Emperor. Therefore, he wanted to take them with him before he died. This guy must be crazy. Celestial Emperor is your biggest enemy. Don't you know that? What's the point of killing us? But Fong Ping did not care. Suddenly, the saber turned into a shadow. With a boom, it pierced through the void and pierced through the Emperor God's chest. The Emperor God was bleeding. His face was ghastly pale. Celestial Emperor God frowned and charged at Fong Ping again. Fong Ping turned around and punched Celestial Emperor God again. Then, he charged at the Emperor God again. "Celestial Emperor!" The Emperor God shouted. "You still want to watch?" Celestial Emperor had said that as long as he was alive, Fong Ping could not kill them. But now, it seemed that Celestial Emperor did not want to make a move. Celestial Emperor's eyes flickered, but he said nothing. Fong Ping became more aggressive. "Kill!" Boom! Half of the Emperor God's body was blown up. Celestial Emperor God wanted to help, but was knocked away by Fong Ping again. Fong Ping did not hurt him. Fong Ping focused all his energy on the Emperor God. The Emperor God could not fight against Fong Ping. His body kept exploding. Fong Ping. The Emperor God's expression was even worse. "What the hell are you doing? Or, do you know something?" Fong Ping sneered. "It's not that easy to reap the benefits of others. I thought I could deal with that guy. Turns out I can't. You want me to fight him to the death? Dream on." You explode. Rumble. A deafening roar rang out, accompanied by a muffled groan. The chaos-vanquishing saber had been self-destructed by Fong Ping. As for the Emperor God, more than half of his body was blown up. Only his head was left. At this moment, the head was flying toward the Celestial Emperor. Without using any weapon, Fong Ping swung his fists toward the Emperor God again. "I can't kill the Celestial Emperor, but I can't kill you? Bastard." The Divine Emperor was furious. He was no longer indifferent. At the same time, Emperor of Heaven Reverse took over the Emperor God's head and kept stepping back. He looked at Fong Ping with a strange look in his eyes. Fong Ping's eyes revealed a hint of mockery. "Aren't the two of you going all out yet?" Behind him, the Celestial Thearcha's eyes flashed again. These two people were very strong. Of course, they had not reached the level of him, Fong Ping and Yang Shen. Now, however, Fong Ping said that he did not use his full strength. Could it be that the two of them were still hiding their strength? Emperor of Heaven Reverse frowned again. He kept flying backward. He watched Fong Ping for a while. Seeing that Fong Ping was still attacking, Emperor of Heaven Reverse frowned. Fong Ping, what is the meaning of this? What do you mean? Fong Ping sneered. I'll kill you, bastard. Emperor of Heaven Reverse was infuriated. He looked at the Divine Emperor, who was recovering quickly. Seeing this, the Divine Emperor sighed and said no more. Emperor of Heaven Reverse understood. He was a little upset. Suddenly, he grabbed the Divine Emperor, bellowed, and pressed the Divine Emperor into his body. Boom! Right at this moment, the two heavens and earth began to converge and merge. From the 27th heavens to the 36th heavens, they merged and became one. On the other side, the celestial arch was a little surprised. He murmured, impossible. How could it be? Battle and the Divine Emperor were merging. How could it be? At this moment, Emperor of Heaven Reverse said nothing. He squeezed the Divine Emperor into his body and stared at Fong Ping, his eyes flickering. Fong Ping stopped attacking. He snorted, turned around, and charged at Celestial the Arch. You two merge, and then come back to kill Celestial the Arch. Celestial the Arch was not in the mood to talk to Fong Ping. He punched Fong Ping and forced Fong Ping to take a few steps back. Looking at the two people, Celestial the Arch said in disbelief, You know, we have known each other for 40,000 years. You cannot be the same person. How could this be? Their situation was similar to King Jun Wang's fusion. This was something that could only be achieved by one person. Why could they do it? Battle and Sky were not the same person. He was sure. They had known each other for 40,000 years. They had known each other for a long time. If they were the same person, they could not hide it from him. At this moment, Dong Wang and the others were also a little surprised. Dong Wang murmured, Years ago, I think Hong said that you two might be the same person. But Hong is too young. He has never experienced the early stage of martial arts. You cannot be the same person. He was also surprised. Earthly Sovereign had mentioned this before, including in the secret realm. Before the Earthly Sovereign's avatar collapsed, he had told Jiang Hao and Fong Ping about this. At first, Fong Ping and the others were a little shocked. Later, when they asked about the situation, they found out that the two were old people in the early stage of martial arts. Even King Jin Wang said that they could not be the same person. They did not take it seriously anymore. It was just Earthly Sovereign's wild guess. But today, the two were really starting to merge. Their aura was getting stronger and stronger. It was even about to break the barrier of 200 million. How did the two merge? Emperor of Heaven Reverse ignored them. He looked at Fong Ping and said in a low voice, Fong Ping, you did this on purpose. Fong Ping sneered, I did it on purpose. Everyone was sure that the two of you could not be the same person. In the beginning, Earthly Sovereign told us in the secret realm. We doubted it, but then we dismissed our doubts. But when Earthly Sovereign fell, it proved that everything was true. The things he left behind were real. The Tao fruit was real. The Annihilation sword was real. So, the news that you were the same person, of course it is also true. Fong Ping snorted. I thought you had endured until now, and that was enough. In the end, you still can endure until now. Do you really think I will give you a chance? Even if I can't kill Celestial Sovereign, I want you to die together. Emperor of Heaven Reverse looked at him with a gloomy expression, just based on Hong's one-sided statement. Of course not. Fong Ping said coldly, Of course, I also know that you are not the same person. But I still know that you can merge. Because I've seen it. Seen it? Emperor of Heaven Reverse was slightly startled. You have seen it? Earthly Sovereign left behind a jade pendant. It is not something good. It is just a projection record. The two of you merged once in the early years, Fong Ping said playfully. Earthly Sovereign even speculated that the two of you played with the matter of exchanging paths in the early years. You try to see if you could break away from the Tao of origin. Therefore, you may have researched the method of merging paths. Back then, Sherpa created the origin realm and could let people exchange paths. For others, especially the emperors, this method does not seem to be a big deal. But what if the emperors can also exchange paths, or even merge paths? If the god crafting envoy is the #1 blacksmith in the 3 realms, the emperor should be the #1 scientist in the 3 realms, right? The Tao tree was cultivated by you. On the other side, a human face appeared on Emperor of Heaven Reverse's chest. The Emperor. At this moment, the Emperor of Heaven Reverse regained his composure. He looked at Fong Ping and said coldly, Hong knows a lot. But, Fong Ping, is it good for you to force us to merge? If you don't force us, when Celestial Sovereign merges with the Celestial Source, we can give him a fatal blow. Some people have guessed if we are one, but no one will believe it. Because we are not one. Fong Ping, do you know that you have ruined the big thing? He was enraged. Fong Ping insisted on killing them, forcing them to merge paths. Now, Celestial Sovereign was prepared, and this was not the right time. Now was not the time when Celestial Sovereign was at his weakest. The time when Celestial Sovereign was absorbing the Celestial Source and closing the doors around. This bastard Fong Ping had pissed them off. At this moment, their energies were merging. The 36 levels of heaven were merging with the 27 levels of heaven. Celestial Sovereign's energy was growing stronger. Celestial Sovereign looked at the two coldly. He was indeed surprised. That was because the two of them were not the same person. Their Daos were not the same Daos, so how could they fuse together? But now, the two were merging. The Emperor of Heaven, Qiong. This guy was the real scientist of the 3 realms. He had created many things and cultivated many strange things. It was a surprise that he could even merge the path of the emperors. Celestial Sovereign looked at the new powerhouse who had merged with Celestial Sovereign and the Emperor of Heaven. He said coldly, You have been scheming for tens of thousands of years. Is this all you got? If so, you think you can kill me? Aren't you underestimating me? Yes. After the two merged, their energies were powerful, no weaker than Fong Ping's. But did this mean they could kill him? If they thought so, Celestial Sovereign would show them what despair was. Celestial Sovereign ignored him. He glanced at Fong Ping again, confused. Did Fong Ping force them to merge just to make them take action? They might not have to do it now, right? Seeing that they were not moving, Fong Ping wielded his saber and forced Celestial Sovereign to step back. He shouted, Do you really think Celestial Sovereign and I will give you a chance? Emperor God said, Fong Ping, sometimes you are very childish and ridiculous. Fong Ping sneered and said with disdain, You are the real childish ones. I didn't want to expose you when you took action. You just had to play the fisherman's game. Celestial Sovereign, this is more than that. Fong Ping shouted, Fong Ping. The Emperor God shouted. The face that appeared on the chest of the Emperor of Heaven Reverse was filled with anger. What did Fong Ping know? Celestial Sovereign looked at Fong Ping and Emperor God in confusion. There were some things that he did not know. Or, he was confident that even if there were more secrets, he could still suppress them. What was Fong Ping trying to say? Fong Ping ignored the Emperor God and shouted, Combining 2 Daos into 1 is not all they have. They still have 3 Daos into 1. Dongwang is also one of them, a trump card. After the 3 of them become one, Celestial Emperor, their goal is not to kill you, but to seize control of the source. Do you think East Emperor has been doing nothing all these years? Emperor God and Emperor God have been diverting your attention, while East Emperor has been devouring the heavens in secret. More than half of the 36 heavens have been devoured by East Emperor. The 3 of them are in cahoots, 2 in the light and 1 in the dark. Emperor God and Emperor God are in the light, while East Emperor is hesitating between you and the seed, making you think that East Emperor is the trump card left by the seed to deal with you at the critical moment. As a matter of fact, this guy has reached an agreement with Emperor God and Emperor God. They are waiting for the critical moment. When you are integrating the source, they will seize the source, trap you, and kill you at the source." Celestial Sovereign snorted. His eyes were sharp as he said coldly, "That depends on what they can do. Kill him?" The three of them merged, devouring the heavens. Right at this moment, all 36 heavens were trembling. Over there, East Emperor had smashed King Wu away. He stepped on the air and sighed. "Fong Ping, you are in cahoots with Celestial Sovereign, right?" At this moment, he was beginning to suspect that the two of them were performing a two-man show. They were going against them on purpose. Looking at the Emperor of Heaven reverse, Emperor Dong Huang forced a smile. "Hong is smart. In the past, I only mentioned it to Zhang once, and he must have told Hong. Hong speculated it himself, and Hong kept it from me. I didn't know. He was helpless. Was Fong Ping in cahoots with Celestial Sovereign? Nobody knew the three of them were working together in secret. East Emperor kept a low profile. Of course, everyone knew that he was powerful, but no one believed that he was keeping a low profile. East Emperor had created all kinds of misleading plans to make Celestial Sovereign think that he was the Seed's trump card to restrain Celestial Sovereign. This was to prevent Celestial Sovereign from going after the Seeds after killing the others. His relationship with Emperor God and Emperor Heaven Reverse and Emperor God was ordinary. They did not have much contact. It had been like this for tens of thousands of years. They had planned and arranged everything well, but in the end, Fong Ping had revealed their plan without thinking. What was this? Earthly Sovereign had guessed it, but he did not divulge it. Earthly Sovereign only told Fong Ping to let him know that there was still a chance to kill Celestial Sovereign. He could even contact the three powerhouses in secret and give Celestial Sovereign a fatal blow at the critical moment. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had divulged everything. This guy, he was the biggest traitor, wasn't he? Fong Ping snorted and stepped back quickly. "Go and fight for control. My land of origin is not stable. Stabilize it for a while and help me hold on, or else if I die, you will not have a good ending." Emperor Dong Wang was helpless. Emperor of Heaven Reverse and Emperor of God were speechless as well. This guy, was he really driven crazy by everyone? There was a chance to kill Celestial Sovereign. Why did you have to stir up trouble? Even if you contacted us secretly, we might be able to work together. You just had to tell Celestial Sovereign everything. Weren't you creating trouble for yourself? Fong Ping, this bastard, what was he thinking? Chapter 1480. What was Fong Ping thinking? No one knew what he was thinking. In any case, he had exposed the three best actors. After exposing them, he ran away. At this moment, the Emperor God was really angry, shouting, "Fong Ping, if you want to kill him, join forces now." At this point, did he still want to take turns fighting? Was that not a suicide mission? Really, he could not understand Fong Ping's choice now. He also could not understand why Fong Ping did this. Was the Celestial Emperor someone to be trifled with? Now, since they were exposed, then joined forces to kill Celestial Emperor. At this moment, the three of them quickly joined forces and were fighting for control of the source. If Fong Ping dealt with Celestial Emperor now, it would be much easier. What was he thinking? The few of them were going crazy. After living for 40,000 years, they were fooled by a young man today. As for Fong Ping, his expression was cold, really going to stabilize the source. All of you should die. If you die, part of his source will more or less collapse. I'll wait for his source to collapse before fighting again. Bastard, the immortal source is about to mature. The Emperor God wanted to vomit blood. You're still waiting? Wait my ass. If you want to wait, why don't you just expose us? This bastard, they could not understand Fong Ping's thinking, but at this moment, they had to fight. They were fighting for control of Celestial Emperor. This was not a joke. At this moment, Celestial Emperor was shaking the source, trying to suppress them. The three of them did not wait for this time to attack, but now they had to. For a moment, they were suppressed by Celestial Emperor. The three powerhouses joined forces and were completely suppressed by Celestial Emperor in this source. Emperor Dong Wang was also helpless. He sighed. The moment the immortal source is absorbed, the source's defense is at its weakest. Fong Ping, You've really ruined everything. Fong Ping snorted coldly. Absorb the immortal source? When absorbing the immortal source, the humans were almost dead. Why would he risk his life for them? It was because he had guessed the timing they were waiting for that. Fong Ping did not hesitate to expose them. Why would he create an opportunity for them? If the immortal source was absorbed, even if Celestial Emperor was killed, the humans would be almost destroyed. Why would he risk his life for them? None of these guys were good. They did not take the humans seriously. If they died, they died. They were ants anyway. But Fong Ping was unwilling. This was the biggest difference between him and the other three. Dong Wang and the other two were helpless. At this moment, the three of them combined as one and their auras surged. The 36 levels of heaven were shaking violently. The Celestial Emperor's expression was cold and detached as he looked at Fong Ping with some surprise. Fong Ping had actually stopped attacking. It was truly beyond his expectations. Why was Fong Ping not attacking? In reality, Fong Ping's origin was really unstable. At this time, his birthplace was frantically absorbing the city projections on Earth. At this moment of world destruction, the entire human race was praying for Fong Ping's victory. They were all worried about Fong Ping and the other's safety. They were all grateful that powerhouses like Fong Ping had shielded them from the wind and rain, blocked the chaos, and enjoyed the glory of this prosperous era. He didn't understand it before, but he did today. The catacombs was in chaos. Blood rained down. The beginner martial school was in chaos, and there were countless casualties. Only the human world was still peaceful. This was the human king. This was the martial king. These experts were there to shelter them from the wind and rain. There had never been a time when the human race had such high recognition of these experts. Fong Ping's birthplace was absorbing these city projections. Almost the entire Earth continent was being projected into the birthplace. Fong Ping was indeed somewhat powerless to attack now. It was not impossible to stop the projections, but he would not do it. He would let those three bastards bear the brunt of it. Die or not. These people did not take the human race seriously anyway. He would not really treat these three as saviors. Fong Ping sat cross-legged. On the other side, Old Wang and the other two rushed over quickly. Looking at Fong Ping, Old Wang said telepathically, "Fong Ping, take this opportunity. The three of us will combine our three Daos. One will take root in your birthplace, and the other will take root in Celestial Emperor's birthplace. We will continue to absorb energy for you and provide you with a source. At the same time, we will seize control of Celestial Emperor's birthplace." Three Daos combined? Fong Ping frowned. Will something happen? What's the difference? Old Wang said calmly, "If you lose, everyone will die. If you win, we will have a chance. Only then will fewer people die. Whether something happens to us or not, the result will not make a difference. Moreover, we might not die. If the Tao collapses, we might not necessarily die. In a situation of certain death or uncertainty, which will you choose? Can you really deal with Celestial Emperor?" Fong Ping sighed in his heart. He could not. It was not that Celestial Emperor was much more powerful than him. It was just that Celestial Emperor was experienced. Also, the source land was far more stable than he had imagined. Despite the turbulence, it was not broken. It did not disturb Celestial Emperor. It was evident that the crack that Celestial Emperor was suppressing was fake. This kind of turbulence did not affect him too much. Fong Ping looked at the three of them and sighed. Then he put on a somber face. Then let's try combining three Daos. I think the three of them combined three Daos were taken as a reference from you guys. The three of you might really be their test subjects. On this day, he finally understood. Old Wang and the other two might be the Emperor God's test subjects. Maybe they were trying to combine three Daos. The Emperor God, Emperor Heaven Reverse, and Emperor East were not working together on a whim. They might have worked together years ago. 30,000 years ago, when the Tao appeared, they must have sensed that they were being set up. Therefore, from then on, they had a plan. The three of them did not hesitate anymore. As for whether they were test subjects or not, it did not matter. The Emperor God and the other three might be up to no good, but they all had the same goal, to kill Celestial Emperor. Their goal was the same. They did not care what they planned or what they thought. Their top priority was to kill Celestial Emperor. Boom! In the sky, the three Daos began to appear. Then, they quickly began to combine. As for Old Wang and the other two, their auras began to change constantly. Gradually, they adjusted to a subtle degree. It was somewhat similar, but not quite the same. This was almost impossible. But now, it had become possible. The three of them and Emperor East were doing the same. They began to merge gradually. During the merging process, Fong Ping looked at their pained expressions. He felt sad at first, but in the next moment, his sadness was shattered. On his shoulder, Ironhead's head popped out. He suddenly scolded, "Don't press on my head. It's too hard. It hurts." Fong Ping suddenly burst out laughing. "This bastard. Look at the situation now. You're still thinking about your head." Rumble. In the sky, the three Daos began to merge. Gradually, the three openings suddenly merged, turning into a slightly bigger hole. On Old Wang's side, the Sanjiao Gate appeared. Then, the Sanjiao Gate also began to merge, turning into a door. Fong Ping, origin ground. Old Wang growled. It was not appropriate to call him Old Wang. Right now, the three of them had turned into three-headed and six-armed freaks. However, the one who spoke was indeed Old Wang. Fong Ping quickly opened the origin ground, opening a door. In the next moment, the Daos opening in the sky disappeared. They instantly took root and entered the first origin ground. Meanwhile, the Sanjiao Gate's door spread toward the opening where Fong Ping's origin ground was. There was a rumble. This door and Fong Ping's origin ground stuck together. Endless power surged toward Fong Ping's origin ground. At this moment, Celestial Emperor sent the God Emperor and the other two freaks flying with a punch. He looked at Fong Ping coldly. Then he suddenly laughed. "Three Daos into one. All right, three Daos into one. You guys took the initiative to separate the three Daos, saving me a lot of trouble. I was worried that even if you found the three Daos, you wouldn't be able to shatter the three Daos and seal the origin ground. Now, you guys have given up." Celestial Emperor really laughed. "Chion, you guys are good too. To be honest, all these years, I really didn't have the heart to care about you guys. In my eyes, the only enemy is Yang. Only seeds. You guys are just a joke. Today, you guys have made me look at you in a different light." Celestial Emperor smiled. His smile was brilliant. "I've always been worried that there would be problems with the origin ground, that it would shatter, that it would be unable to fuse, that it would be unable to close. Today, you guys have saved me a lot of trouble." Celestial Emperor looked at everyone, his laughter getting louder and louder. "Looks like we can really succeed today. The 30,000 years of chaos in the origin ground can end completely today." The moment his voice fell. Originally, both sides were fighting for control of the origin ground. However, at this moment, Fong Ping and the God Emperor sensed that something was wrong. Suddenly, in the void, a large number of cracks appeared. Countless cracks. Celestial Emperor and them were all in the middle of the origin ground. However, the sky above was getting brighter and brighter. That was the area where Celestial Emperor was. Below, however, there were countless cracks, and the cracks were shockingly large. The cutting force and absorption force coming from the cracks were also shockingly powerful. Celestial Emperor laughed. His smile was incomparably brilliant. "Since you guys want to fight, then I'll give it to you. After all, the origin ground is still controlled by me. If you guys want it, then take it." At this moment, the God Emperor's expression changed drastically. He roared, "Release!" The three powerhouses did not hesitate at all. They immediately gave up control of the heaven and earth. Including Fong Ping, they all gave up absorbing the origin ground. But they could not give up. Celestial Emperor's smile was exceptionally brilliant. "Give up? Impossible. Previously, I was still thinking that it would be very troublesome for me to clean up the mess later. I'll have to trouble you guys to clean up this mess yourselves." As soon as the words fell, the God Emperor and the other two's bodies trembled violently. Numerous cracks appeared on his body. the trash and filth of the origin ground. I'll give them to you. Celestial Emperor was all smiles. Even if he lost some power, it did not matter. At this moment, everyone could see what Celestial Emperor wanted to do. He wanted to cut the origin ground in half. He wanted to cut all the cracks, all the filth, all the darkness toward the God Emperor and Fong Ping, including some of the power. He did not care. Seeing this, Fong Ping quickly sealed his origin ground. With a rumble, the origin ground was sealed. On the other side, Old Wang and the other two coughed up blood and flew backward. The three-headed, six-armed freak disintegrated instantly. The three of them were pale as they looked at Fong Ping and Celestial Emperor. It seemed like they had done something wrong. As for the God Emperor and the other two, they were also struggling violently at this moment. They had also done something wrong. The God Emperor roared. "You knew we were going to do this?" "No, I didn't know." Celestial Emperor chuckled and said, "I really didn't know. I just didn't expect that you would compete with me for the control of the origin ground. You surprised me. In that case, I'll fulfill your wish, since I dared to let you take root in the origin ground. I'm not afraid that you will lose control. No matter how you plot, I don't care because this origin ground is mine." Celestial Emperor sighed and said, "You will know if you ask Fong Ping. Can he control his origin ground? Is he a god in the origin ground? Is there an outsider who can seize the control of the origin ground? You are too naive." Fong Ping looked at the three powerhouses innocently and shrugged. "I haven't tried it before. No one has seized it before. I don't know if I can seize it." He did not know that his origin ground had just been formed not long ago. Why would Fong Ping think about this? At this moment, the God Emperor and the other two were so angry that their eyes were about to pop. Damn it! Big trouble! At this moment, the three of them were surrounded by cracks. Countless cracks enveloped the three of them. Between heaven and earth, a clear dividing line appeared. Above, it was bright. Below, it was dark and full of void cracks. A huge suction force came from the cracks. That was the cracks absorbing everyone's strength, making everyone return their strength. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly said, "Celestial Emperor, since you let them absorb these cracks, then you don't need to absorb the immortal source to repair the origin ground." He felt that they could talk. Celestial Emperor laughed in spite of himself. "Fong Ping, aren't you too naive? I just merged the cracks and filth into one, making it more convenient to repair. It's not enough to let these three people repair it. I still need the immortal source to repair it more perfectly. Only the immortal source can completely seal the origin ground." While the two of them were talking, the God Emperor and the other two, who were still a little desperate before, suddenly disappeared at this moment. Wrapped in countless cracks, they instantly attacked Celestial Emperor. There was a loud bang. The three of them joined forces and erupted with an incomparably powerful attack. Black began to infect the light. Celestial Emperor took a step back and sneered. "Struggling on your deathbed? Your Tao fruits originated from the origin ground. Do you really think you can get rid of the origin ground? The cracks will gradually invade your Tao fruits. This is your own death wish. I will send you on your way." As he spoke, the black cracks gradually began to disappear, as if they had invaded their bodies. Fong Ping watched the battle between the two sides and did not make a move. At this moment, he frowned slightly. His expression fluctuated. Below, the immortal source was still rapidly maturing, and the Spirit Emperor was very miserable at this moment. Surrounded by everyone in the center, he could not hold on any longer. Fong Ping frowned and looked at the Spirit Emperor. He really could not see through the Spirit Emperor. This woman was actually willing to die for the Celestial Emperor? He thought that this woman had some kind of plan, but she really didn't. If this continued, the Spirit Emperor would die in a moment. In the sky, the Celestial Emperor also frowned slightly. He looked at the Spirit Emperor, and after a moment, he shouted, "Spirit, retreat." He did not seem to be prepared to let the Spirit Emperor die, and the Spirit Emperor could not retreat at this moment. King Wu, Heavenly King Zhen, and the others would not give her a chance at this moment. Since the Spirit Emperor was stubborn, then they would kill the Spirit Emperor. They would not give her a chance. And the Spirit Emperor did not seem to be afraid of death. At this moment, she looked up at the Celestial Emperor, her face cold, and said in a low voice, "Let the cat go. Leave some memories for me. Consider it my reward for serving you for 30,000 years." The Celestial Emperor frowned and was about to say something when the Spirit Emperor looked at the Heavenly King Jun and the others, her face cold. "In this life, I do not owe anyone, nor do I owe you, and I do not owe the Celestial Emperor, at least not now. Retreat!" The Heavenly King Jun roared, and the next moment, everyone retreated. Boom! An earth-shattering roar sounded. The Spirit Emperor actually self-destructed. Self-destructed. Big Fatty. On the other side, the cat that was still chasing Qin Fengqing was stunned for a moment. It turned its head to look at the brilliant light and was really stunned. With a crash, tears flowed from the cat's eyes. Fong Ping was also stunned for a moment. She self-destructed? How could it be? He felt that the Spirit Emperor should have some kind of plan, but who knew she self-destructed? "Return the Big Fatty's Dao fruit to me." At this moment, the cat suddenly stopped crying and rushed toward the Celestial Emperor. The Big Fatty's Dao fruit was still there. At the Celestial Emperor's side, she still had a chance to revive. In the sky, the Celestial Emperor frowned and looked at the ball of light. He stretched out his hand, and in the void, a small sword appeared in his hand. The small white sword was like jade. The small sword was already dead. This was the Spirit Emperor's Dao fruit. The Spirit Emperor had really self-destructed. If this Dao fruit was crushed, the Spirit Emperor would die completely. The Celestial Emperor frowned slightly, looking at Fong Ping and the others while attacking the Divine Emperor and the others. At this moment, no one stopped the immortal origin. The God Creation Envoy quickly rushed over, ready to analyze how to break the connection between the immortal origin and the three realms. "Paid off," the Celestial Emperor murmured. The Spirit Emperor said that she had paid off everything and did not owe anyone. The Celestial Emperor suddenly chuckled. "Paid off? Can you pay it off?" At this moment, a large amount of life force suddenly emerged from the Celestial Emperor's body and poured into the Dao fruit. He wanted to revive the Spirit Emperor. The cat stopped instantly. The big cat looked at Fong Ping pitifully, hoping that Fong Ping would not interrupt and revive the Big Fatty at this moment. Fong Ping frowned. He was originally prepared to make a move at this time. The Spirit Emperor's strength was not weak. He had been revived. The self-destruction just now had almost seriously injured old Zhang and the others. If it happened a few more times, it would be very troublesome. The Celestial Emperor could revive these powerhouses. This was very scary. However, seeing the cat's appearance, Fong Ping struggled for a moment. At this moment, the Divine Emperor roared, "Why aren't you attacking? Let's join forces and kill him quick." Boom! Fong Ping still chose to attack. At this moment, Fong Ping slashed out with his saber, wanting to interrupt the Celestial Emperor's resurrection process. However, the Celestial Emperor laughed and quickly retreated. He smiled and said, "You guys are not weak, but this Emperor is stronger. No one can stop what this Emperor wants to do, whether it is the immortal origin maturing, the origin being sealed, or the revival of the spirit. Very domineering." At this moment, the Celestial Emperor was extremely domineering. "There is nothing that I can't do if I want to do it." The Spirit Emperor had self-destructed, saying that she no longer owed him. He had decided to revive the Spirit Emperor and tell her that what she owed him could not be repaid. At this moment, the Spirit Emperor's appearance gradually appeared. Fong Ping and the others' faces were livid. They attacked the Celestial Emperor frantically. Their expressions were very ugly. If this continued, it would be very troublesome. The Celestial Emperor could actually revive the Spirit Emperor, and he did not seem to have done much. The Spirit Emperor's figure began to appear, and gradually, she began to open her eyes. At first, she was a little dazed. Then, as if she had remembered everything just now, she looked at the crowd, looked at the Celestial Emperor, and sighed softly. "Why did you still save me?" The Celestial Emperor smiled faintly. "Because I want you to always owe me. The Spirit Emperor looked at him, a little sorrowful. You really think I don't know? Huh? The Spirit Emperor's tone became even more sorrowful. 30,000 years ago, my father advised me not to fight for the Emperor's path anymore. Not long after, the tribe was attacked, and my father and my clansmen all died. In order to take revenge, in order to kill the strong enemy, I had no choice but to join the battle for the Emperor's path again. I succeeded. I killed the enemy, proved my Tao. I won and became the only Empress of the three realms. And you, in the past, saved my father, saved my tribe, saved my clansmen, and even my master helped me step into the origin Tao. The Celestial Emperor looked at her, frowning slightly. For 30,000 years, I listened to everything you said. I did whatever you asked me to do. I thought about whether to forgive you for killing my clansmen and forcing me to join the battle for the great Tao again, but I couldn't do it. So, for the past 30,000 years, I did whatever you asked me to do. I did my best to return the favor, but you owe me. The Spirit Emperor smiled bitterly. You owe me. 30,000 years ago, if you told me that you wanted me to prove my Tao, to become an emperor, I would have done it. Why did you kill my clansmen and my father? The Celestial Emperor's face darkened. He looked at her, not saying a word. The Spirit Emperor was still recovering, but at this moment, her smile became even more desolate. I treated you as my master, as a father, as an elder brother. Even though my father advised me, I never gave up. I knew that you wanted someone to prove their Tao and become an emperor, so I made up my mind long ago. No matter what, I will fight for it. The Celestial Emperor said coldly. How do you know? How do I know? The Spirit Emperor smiled bitterly. Master, I'm not as cruel and cold as you think. 30,000 years ago, when I killed the Lightning Seigneur, I left behind a wisp of his spiritual energy. I wanted to revive him after I proved my Tao. I didn't want to kill him, but in order to prove my Tao, I had to. I was too naive. I wanted to borrow his power now, and when I became stronger and proved my Tao, I would return it to him and let him come back to life. The Lightning Seigneur was the beginner martial artist that Spirit Emperor killed when he proved his Tao. At this moment, even the Celestial Emperor was a little dazed. He murmured, You still retain the Lightning Seigneur's spiritual energy. When the 9 emperors proved their Tao, 9 powerhouses died. They were all dead. The Lightning Seigneur was also dead. You killed your enemy and took his power, but you still retained his spiritual energy. Isn't that stupid? Aren't you afraid that he will turn the tables and kill you for revenge? Even if you don't want to kill him, you have to. That won't happen if you kill him. All right, let's not talk about that. The key is that everyone knows that the Lightning Seigneur is the enemy that destroyed her tribe. This woman, she actually wants to let her enemy go. Is she crazy? That's what everyone couldn't understand. She actually didn't completely kill her enemy, her father's death, her tribe's death. You actually didn't kill the Lightning Seigneur, but Spirit Emperor didn't kill the Lightning Seigneur and even wanted to revive him. The Celestial Emperor didn't know what to say. On the other side, Emperor Dongwang and the other 2 were also slightly stunned. Spirit Emperor didn't kill the Lightning Seigneur back then? Then what about the Lightning Seigneur? The Celestial Emperor frowned slightly. Spirit Emperor became even more bitter. Disciple, I fulfilled my promise. After I proved my Tao, I secretly revived the Lightning Seigneur. I think I succeeded and stole some of the Origin Source's power to help him revive, so he can continue to live. As for the revenge of his tribe's death, I think he didn't do it on purpose. That day, when his tribe was destroyed, it was only because he fought with someone and was accidentally affected. I thought a master. Master's Heaven Division was affected by the battle between the Martial God and the Sword God, but Master didn't kill them because of that. Master can forgive them, and so can your disciple. The continent is in chaos, and there are endless battles. It's common for powerhouses to fight and affect the innocent. I killed him once, and it can be considered as revenge. Childish. The Celestial Emperor found it hard to believe. He snorted coldly, speechless. No wonder with your talent. You haven't been able to break through the barrier and have always been inferior to Hong and the others. Spirit Emperor was very strong. At least her talent was very strong. If the Sun God's disciple was the Celestial Emperor and the Divine Emperor's disciple was Jean, then his disciple was Spirit Emperor. But Spirit Emperor had been unable to break through the 100 million barrier. At this moment, he understood. After his disciple proved her Tao, she didn't absorb the origin source's power herself, but used it to revive the lightning seigneur. Even he didn't know about this. He thought Spirit Emperor absorbed it herself, but he didn't think that this idiot would revive the enemy she killed. Spirit Emperor didn't steal the origin source's power, but gave her part to the lightning seigneur. Spirit Emperor said bitterly, "Yes, your disciple is too childish. In my heart, Master is my only goal. In order to learn from Master, I didn't even want to kill the enemy who destroyed my tribe. I was too childish to think of Master as the only one. If I didn't revive the lightning seigneur, your disciple wouldn't have understood that the enemy who destroyed my tribe wasn't him. And I wouldn't have known that all of this was arranged by Master." The lightning seigneur said that on that day, his mental power was in turmoil and he fell into a frenzy. It was he who destroyed my tribe. It was he who killed my father, but he didn't have any intelligence at that time. It was only after dying once that he woke up. And he told me, all of this must have been done by Master. You believe him? Sky Emperor said coldly. You believe him, but not me? No, I believe Master. Spirit Emperor became even more miserable. How could I believe him so easily? I thought I had already forgiven him, even for the destruction of my tribe and the murder of my father. But he still dared to slander Master. I wanted to kill him again. Spirit Emperor was incomparably bitter and sorrowful. But, Master, did you know that in order to prove all of this, the lightning seigneur committed suicide? He said that he wasn't a match for you, and that he would never be a match for you. You've already gone crazy. You killed the sword god. You killed the war god. Even if he survived, you would still kill him, and even me. That day, when he went mad, you attacked him and chose him to pave the way for me. It was because he already knew your true colors. He committed suicide. Master, do you know how incredulous I was at that moment? The lightning seigneur was a powerhouse who broke through 8, just a little bit more and would have broken through 9, but in order to prove that what he said was true, he committed suicide. Master, I don't want to believe it, but that day, I wavered. Everyone was stunned as well. A supreme expert had committed suicide? Spirit Emperor became even more bitter. So, I kind of believed it. I spent close to 10,000 years to reconstruct everything that happened that day, to observe Master, to investigate the truth. And I know what he said was true, Sky Emperor said coldly. So what? Yes, so what? Was there any meaning in mentioning that today? Spirit Emperor smiled brightly. Master, do you know a woman with a broken heart is scarier than a man? Sky Emperor frowned. 30,000 years of not abandoning each other. 30,000 years of loyalty. 30,000 years of love. Master, you still believe me? Sky Emperor's expression changed slightly. Master, after 30,000 years, I finally understand why you are so confident, so convinced that you will definitely win. Sky Emperor's expression changed completely. Because you really are the son of destiny, the spokesperson of the seed. Spirit Emperor smiled brightly. You can connect to the seed. You can revive again and again. A Sky Emperor who can use the seed's energy to revive infinitely. Master, you are too powerful, so powerful that even if Sun God can kill you once, it can't kill you a second time, a third time. Disciple thought and thought. How can I kill Master? I can't kill you. If I kill you once, Master can still revive again. The power of the seed is too powerful. Its vitality is almost endless. How can I kill Master? I can't kill it. No one can. Sun God can't. Fong Ping can't. They can't, so Disciple feels that I need to die. Sky Emperor's expression changed completely at this moment, as if he had been electrocuted, quickly flinging the jade sword in his hand. Spirit Emperor was not in a hurry, smiled again and said, Master, Disciple is afraid that you will never die. It will be too lonely. 30,000 years. Disciple just wants to take a gamble this time. This time, Master will save me. Even if everyone doesn't understand, even if they think I'm crazy. But Disciple still wants to tell Master. Disciple really loves Master. Sky Emperor's expression changed. At this moment, he was no longer calm and said angrily, "How dare you? Master, I dare." Spirit Emperor smiled. At this moment, her physical body slowly appeared, and above the physical body, there was a silk thread connected. The white silk thread was very thin, and no one would notice it if they did not pay attention. But Spirit Emperor was holding the jade sword at this moment, smiled and said, "Master, this is the life passage between you and the seed, right? Thank you, Master, for saving me. 30,000 years. I won the bet. Bastard, you're courting death." As soon as he finished speaking, Sky Emperor slapped his palm towards Spirit Emperor. His expression changed. He was a little frightened. He was extremely confident, and he was boundlessly domineering. He did not care about the Sun God and Fong Ping. He was not afraid of anyone. Even if the three emperors became one, even if the three paths became one, even if Fong Ping created the second source. He was not afraid. He was really not afraid. He was so confident that he was not afraid even if these people became stronger, because these people could not kill him. Even if they killed him once, could these people kill him a second time? What about a third time? To be able to kill him 3 times. Even the strongest powerhouse would be exhausted to death by him. Because he was connected to the seed, he could revive, borrow the seed's power to revive again and again, unless the seed ran out of energy. But at this moment, he was really a little frightened. For the first time in 30,000 years, he was frightened. Spirit Emperor, a woman, his disciple, today, she had schemed against him for 30,000 years, just to die once so that he could connect the life passage of the seed and save her once. She was gambling too much. Would Sky Emperor definitely save her? The possibility was very low, but she still gambled, based on her 30,000 years of unswerving loyalty. Spirit Emperor won the bet. At this moment, Fong Ping, the Divine Emperor, and the others were stunned. This they did not know, completely did not know. Sky Emperor could not be killed. After killing him once, there would be a second time. When they went through untold hardships to kill Sky Emperor, and Sky Emperor revived again, one could imagine what kind of expression they had, what kind of ending they would have. But at this moment, Sky Emperor had lost. 30,000 years of hard work had allowed Spirit Emperor to obtain Sky Emperor's trust, and he wanted to save her. "Master, Disciple will wait for you. Disciple loves you. Waiting for you together." Spirit Emperor's smile was bright, but also bitter. The jade sword, mercilessly, slashed toward the white thread with a rumble. Only at this moment, only now, only at the moment when she successfully revived, would this life passage appear, would it always remain in her body. Spirit Emperor laughed incomprehensibly. "Fong Ping, how you guys kill him? I'm waiting for him. I'm afraid of being lonely." Spirit Emperor chuckled. In a situation where Sky Emperor was shouting angrily, roaring, and losing control of himself in anger, the sword slashed out. Rumble! The jade sword shattered, and the white thread cracked like glass. Crack! Crack! It shattered into pieces. The world was quiet. Heaven and earth shook, and no one cared. Everyone looked at the shattered Spirit Emperor, his face beginning to shatter, and the body that had just been revived began to shatter. The Spirit Emperor smiled brightly as he looked at the crying big cat. He waved his broken hand and smiled gently. "Stupid cat, I'm really leaving. This time, I'm really leaving. I'm going very, very far away. This time, I saw you cry. I saw you cry for me. Let me touch you again. Meow." A mournful cat cry sounded, and in the next moment, a cat, with incomparable madness, rushed into the figure that was about to shatter. "Touch me, don't cry, be good, go, don't miss me." Rumble. The figure shattered, and the world changed color. Spirit Emperor dead. Meow. The mournful cat cry sounded again, tears rolling down in big drops, and the source trembled. This cat had gone crazy. Meow. The mournful cry became even sharper, resounding through the world. That big fatty that doted on it still doted on it so much. Today he died. P.S. 8,700 words. Everyone vote for it, and it will be finished soon. Let's see if the data can be better. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.